Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? You're watching the Salsa Parlor morning show where we try to have fun here. Today, what are we going to talk about? It's the Saturday morning Cartoons of Comedy podcast. We have a civil war in the Michigan comedy scene. Who gives a shit? Absolutely nobody. But we have the capital city, Lansing, versus Grand Rapids. Is it a real town? Find out. We'll look it up for you. Then we have Joe Rogan giving his 2 cents on the COVID vaccines because, you know, he's always talking about his pseudoscience funds.
I can't wait to make fun of Joe Rogan with zero irony.
Dude, I would like to watch Joe Rogan and Anthony Fauci get in a celebrity boxing match, but unfortunately, the only one we've got this week is the Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. So the Paul brothers are at it again, trying to beat up retired fighters. Then rounding it out for the wacky tacky stories of the week, the United Kingdom, can they build roller coasters that work? Well, stick around. Then we're gonna end it with Blocker Cringe, or as we call it this week, a segment full of Grand Rapids comedy clips. So,
damn.
I'm one of your co-hosts this week, Louis Michael. I was booked on Max all the time, and across from me I have.
I'm stand-up comedy bad boy Trevor Trush, or Michigan comedy bad boy Trevor Trush. I haven't talked about this yet. I did Max twice a month.
God damn,
That's
dude.
not even a joke.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was doing Max for like a solid 4 years. It's a good time. Jake Ford. Comedian Jake Ford. Forgot there's an audio version of this. Yeah, dude. I would fucking rest in peace, Max.
Yeah.
You know, it was just hard being so talented they couldn't help but book me all the time.
That's a hard
Get in that
cross to
spot
bear,
every
yeah.
month.
Yeah,
It's a lot of pressure to just, live up to my reputation like that.
but you did it, man.
Yeah, they were like, dude, you're so much better than all these fucking Grand Rapids comics. Could you please perform every
Well,
month? And I
that's
was
what they messaged you back with, right?
Yeah.
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 And then
Well, that's what they cold called me with. They cold messaged me with that. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck you guys are, but sure.
all right.
I'll do your little show.
I'll do your show just because I know nobody in Grand Rapids is going to be there.
I'll do your little show as long as there's no GR people there.
Fair enough.
I'm Elena Bamfield. Also been on Max quite a few times. Pretty proud of that. Go fuck yourself.
We're like, hey guys, let's keep it light and playful. And then Elena just goes, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourselves.
This is actually
Just throwing
been-
her dick on the table.
it's just there it is, slamming it down. The only dick that has nails. This has been some of the most fun I think we've had in the Michigan comedy scene in a while.
Well, it started off very serious. People were like actually had their feelings hurt a little bit.
I appreciate how much
disagree.
it's calmed down.
I think it started off not at all serious,
Yeah.
and then it
Like,
turned
got
very
serious for like a day.
Yeah.
I feel like
Everybody got it.
it.
Everybody got in their feelings, and now it's turned into a good time where
Well,
it's like everybody's having fun with it now,
yeah,
which is
'cause
good.
I
Maybe you
don't-
guys are.
I don't know who made it serious, but like when I saw it, I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Because first of all, when it comes to Michigan comedy, if you think your city matters outside of Detroit, you're an idiot. Because nobody in the country knows any other Michigan city, like at all. And if they do, it might be Traverse City because they're like, oh, I hear that's the nice place to go for wine.
Not even the
yeah.
capital city.
Yeah, they
Not
know.
even
I'm like-
they think the capital city of Michigan is Detroit.
I would.
I don't even know where Grand Rapids is.
That's what I think Michigan sucks.
I just
is
get
they're
in the
like,
car and
that
then do
capital-
comedy.
Highly doubtful it's actually a place. But
Really?
yeah, I swear to God.
It's like Australia.
You think
Yeah.
it's just northern Kalamazoo?
I just think Jake's right. I think it's like Australia. People say it's real. There's
it's
fake
not.
I think
signs
it's
for
Southern
it,
Holland.
but yeah, it's a government psyops. City.
It's a bunch of Holland, Michigan comedians playing a ruse on us.
Yeah, probably, man. We got OG Yondo in the comments section. Yeah, for anybody listening to this in the past or for after we tell the Grand Rapids comedians that we're making fun of them and they watch it to get all of it. Hey,
Get
gotta
them
get those
clicks,
numbers up,
baby.
baby.
We'll exploit something meaningless for views.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just such a funny, stupid beef that again, one show ended, and instead of being like, "Oh, I never did it," some people went, "I never got on," and then two salty people like got angry, and
It
then
exploded.
yeah, because who made it real for a day?
I don't think that matters.
No, all right.
It doesn't. We're not gonna name names,
Nah,
but
it
there were
doesn't matter.
like two. I'd say there was about like 2, maybe 3 people
Yeah.
on each side of the war that were actually taking it seriously and that are still currently
Really?
taking it seriously.
I've definitely seen some still.
I've seen some still.
Some people are
salty
laughing
stuff.
through the pain.
Yeah.
Which I think is great.
Yeah, some
I-
people are mad.
I've been giggling the whole time because I'm like, this is ridiculous to me. And the fact that we got OG Yondo can confirm GR is real. I live here. Nice try, motherfucker.
Oh, OG Yondo's canceled now.
Sounds like a real double agent to me. Don't try and gaslight us, OG Yondo. You've been here since the get, and now you're playing these cards. I'm not having it.
We're burning the shirt we made for you.
Yeah, that NFT we sold for millions is gone now, buddy. But no, it's so funny because people that don't know about this, like the outskirts, because this is the tasty thing about stupid comedy beef is I have friends not in comedy that are like starting to get into it. And last night we were at a mic in Detroit, and there are Detroit comedians that are like, "Hey man, like what's actually going on?" I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna take all our makeshift weapons and fight all these GR comics in a middle ground part of the state. Like, what do you think's going on? We're teasing each other." But it got a little real when one of my buddies, who's a Lansing fighter, has no idea what's going on. Right? He's just a fighter. And he's like, "Yeah, man, fuck him." And he immediately got on our side and then called out a Grand Rapids fighter. I'm like, "Oh, I think this just took a turn. This went from silly to us starting an actual fight."
If that happens, all the Lansing comics and all the GR comics, we all have to pay for that fight. And we have to go watch it, and that will squash the beef.
We
and we're gonna have to eat it.
100%. If two guys from MMA gyms actually get into beef because of a silly Lansing GR comedy bit, we have got to pay for whatever dingy hotel will let us set up an octagon in their conference center, and we have got to sponsor these fighters.
That's how we should settle the war. Like Lansing picks a fighter, GR picks a fighter.
Yeah.
They're probably a pussy because they're from GR, and they duke it out.
That's
at, like,
actually
a
what our
fucking
fighter friend said.
Marriott or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I don't know, man. I think the memes are goddamn hilarious.
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them are very fucking
Yeah, some of 'em are
lazy.
pretty funny.
But
Some of them are very Grand Rapids-esque. Some of them you're like, that's Grand Rapids comedy. I've seen that before. Some of them are great. It's been it was a long week on the battlefield. As someone who has been watching it, and I'm just waiting for something big to happen.
yeah.
Something the first real shot where a comedian just dies.
Takes a gun to an
Yeah.
open mic.
I will say this. I broke one of my cardinal rules of comedy and social media, which is engaging in like a
So fun.
kind of argument or whatever. But the only reason I did is I'm like, oh, this is silly. Like this
It's
isn't
very
a
fun.
real thing.
No.
If it was like a real thing, I wouldn't have made a meme. I wouldn't have joked around. And that's why, like, if it gets real again, I'm like, this isn't fun anymore. This is fucking out. Like, so I don't
That's
know.
why I'm
man.
hoping someone dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how funny are your memes
it's
now,
gonna be-
everybody?
No, it's gonna be some fucking West Side Story thing where like Ben Kirsch dies, and we're like, God damn it,
Now we gotta
hot ass,
set-
cute ass Ben dies. I'm like, now I gotta fucking kill you.
If Ben Kirsch died in the Michigan Comedy Civil War, I would salt the fields.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I would go.
He's from Connecticut.
Yeah, but but he's been adopted in
He's an
the
ally.
Lansing
He's our
comedy
little brother,
scene.
yeah.
Yeah.
we gotta talk to Ben Kirsch about getting some allies from Connecticut.
Oh yeah, that'll
Really?
help. that sounds. I was gonna say now I'm pissing off a Connecticut comedy scene. Like,
Connecticut's
fuck
like, what
you,
the
Lansing.
fuck's
Yeah.
going on here?
What did Lansing say? Fuck those fuckers.
The entire state.
It's incredible, but here's how much I'll say the Lansing comedy scene doesn't matter. Every time I go to Chicago, everybody goes, "Where?" I'm like, Lansing. There's a train. I'm like, fuck it, man. And if you leave the state of Michigan to do comedy, there's two things you can say. One, Detroit, and people go, that's scary. And
Eminem, baby.
Yeah. Or you just say Michigan, and they're like, okay, you
this
guys make
one.
the news.
The hand one.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. As much as I hate to say it, Michigan's the goddamn Florida of the North, and I've been living here my whole life, and I'm like, we got a weird pride. Michigan has an odd pride about it.
Mm-hmm.
It does not make sense, but it's like got Texas big dick energy about weird shit. And if people like make fun of our state, I don't know why. I just have like a clone chip in my brain that's like, you shut the fuck up.
Well, because we have a bunch of cool shit up north. You know, we got sand, we got
we already
water,
triggered
we got
Trevor's
trees.
trip is
Well,
going up.
no. But what I think happens,
nature.
you have all this
There's
cool.
drinking.
There's people. There's grass.
There's the Lansing
There's
comedy
federal
scene.
crimes being planned.
There's the Lansing comedy scene.
We got some pretty nice prisons.
Where I was going, you're getting ahead of me, is that we have all this cool shit in the north, you know, all this cool nature, and we're like, and then you point at like any Metro Detroit city, and you're like, yeah, that sure, that kind of
Dude,
sucks, but
well,
look at the trees.
I think, dude, one of my favorite things about Michigan comedy, and like the Michigan comics that leave and like go to the coast, and they're like doing well, right? They're doing like really well. They're like, man, how are you guys from Michigan so funny without? We literally the whole state has 2.5 clubs, and then there's like a bunch of bar shows, and they're like, where are you guys? How? And I'm like, it's a miserable place, and you either kill yourself or make fun of it, and
That's the real reason everybody's so angry, because we live in Michigan.
yeah, dude, you can't.
How are you so funny? 26 winters. That's
yeah,
how.
yeah.
That's how.
A lot of alone time.
And it's the other thing is it's not even a Minnesota winter where you're like, oh, it snowed a foot, but now it's sunny out. It's like it's slushy and it's gray and it's wet and shitty and you don't get sun at all.
And by the way, that's not letting up for about 4 weeks.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. And, and it's May.
Yeah.
And Grand Rapids is here.
Supposedly.
Yeah, okay.
Supposedly.
Someone get a
show me a
map. I don't know if
satellite
I-
image.
I've never been there. Apparently, I lived there as a child, but I don't fucking remember that 6-year period. So that's
Yeah.
a blur for me.
Yeah, I think Elon Musk is just hacking into the Matrix and being
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's a city.
I got
Elon-
hit with the fucking Men in Black flashing things after living in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is just pumping Grand Rapids comedy artificially. That's the reason there's so many shows. It's Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's all going to go bust. Every show's going to stop at one time.
Are you calling Grand Rapids the Dogecoin of Michigan?
It's a
comedy?
speculative comedy scene. And it's due to pop here pretty soon.
okay, hang on. You mean technically worthless, but idiots love it?
Right. Yeah.
Shit. All right, that one. Keep
We
'em
talk
up the
about
belt,
two
Lou.
things on the three things on this show besides, Logan Paul. We talk about Grand Rapids comedy sucking, and we talk about goddamn crypto.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
You know what's okay to have a moment of sincerity in it all though is
About crypto
there
or
is
Grand
there
Rapids?
is some amazing comedians in Grand Rapids. Like if,
Absolutely.
If I had to make
Two
a
of 'em.
top 10 list, right, it would go 10, I think 10 through
10, 9,
Yeah, yeah.
10
10
through
through
3 is Mike Bustler.
Yeah.
And then you have
Yep.
Mike Logan
Yep.
and then Adam Daggy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about like the best 10.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go with 10 comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems about
Those
right.
are all the good comedians that live there. All 10 of them.
My God, shots fired again. if any of our friends are looking like fucking asshole, like just getting riled up on their phones, taking a shit, watching a low rent production in Lansing, being like, oh, God damn it. Like,
I feel like I'm just because I have my
we gotta
phone.
get a morning show, you guys.
I have my phone next to me. I feel like I'm just gonna look down and it's just gonna be people unbooking me from the Grand Rapids shows.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you think you're real clever, huh,
Yeah.
funny man?
Yeah. I don't know. How
Go
much
do
you
your one show in Lansing.
Yeah. That's the other thing is I can't. Here's what like blows my mind. Max closes. It's a pretty fun open mic. That's about the extent of it. Like
Yeah.
Max was a very fun open
A
mic.
very fun open mic for only people who are talented.
and it started like years before any of the other bar shows really got going. And it's whatever. It dies. Lansing has nothing going on.
It didn't just die. It was murder.
Yeah, slowly poisoned
by the Michigan Libertarian Party and ESPN.
Oh, that damn COVID. Damn
The
COVID.
Michigan
got it.
Libertarian Party.
What's that guy's name? Who's the owner of Max? Chuck.
I don't know.
Mac.
No, it's Chuck something, and he's a piece of
What
fuck.
are you getting at though?
And I will say
It's
that
just
on camera.
I can't remember. Derailed it all. Oh no, it's the fact that like,
Yeah, we have no shows.
we have
Show just died.
no shows. We got no clubs.
We have like 5
yeah.
active comedians at the moment.
Yeah,
doing
it's-
stand-up. There's like 4 or 5 people.
And the reason Max was cool is because they took a chance on local comedians. So sorry, Grand Rapids.
Damn, Atlanta keeps.
Yeah, because nobody takes a chance on local Grand Rapids.
Oh my
I'm
god.
just trying to get the facts out there because people are like, "Why are you so sad that it's dead?" And it's like, because it's one of the only things we had.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think that's where the realness came from. Is like we didn't have anything, so it's like, oh okay, like, yep. That's the one thing about being a Lansing comic and why I've never really cared about the cities. Is I go everywhere. Like you have to if you live here. If you just stayed
There's
here, you'd
nothing
be
here.
fucked. Yeah. So that's why when people are like Lansing comedy
lot of
sucks, I'm
superior
like, hey man,
comics.
that's a reflection on every city in this state.
That's why Lansing comedy is so great, is because we have to go to Grand Rapids and Detroit.
That was like the only
That's why we're
genuine
so good.
criticism I had. That I was like, dude, if you wanted to get on Max, you should have came to Max.
Yeah.
Like, if you met these dudes and talked to them, it's a lot easier to get on their fucking show. Like, I understand any person who runs a show not wanting to book somebody they've never met before.
yeah,
Dude, comedy attracts so many psychos that when you just book a random, you are fucking rolling the dice on your show's reputation.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll push back on that. You're saying that they should go hang out, whereas I'm saying that they're not good enough to be there.
oh man.
I mean, I would say that too, but that doesn't mean they can't hang out.
If you keep throwing me sliders over the plate, I'm just gonna
Yeah, no.
every single time
please knock them
crack,
out of the park.
crack,
God.
crack. I'll do this all goddamn episode. This won't be funny at all. People are
I
like,
don't know, it
what?
was-
People are like, what
oh.
is going on? And we're just like, anyways, yeah, that's all I got.
Fair enough, man.
Anyways, it was a good morning show, everybody.
Yeah, we're
Shameless plugs.
Yeah, and we're out. No, I don't know, man. The other thing about getting serious about getting booked on Max is I lived in Lansing and did comedy for like a year before they even I would hang out and go there.
Yeah, I was applying for that show for a good 2 years.
Yeah, so
Not trying to
And then
brag,
I
but I only
met
applied
Dan,
for like 2
and then
months.
guess how quick I got booked after that? Pretty fast.
yeah, well there's that, and then a few other things that I saw, like addressing some real shit as a comic where they're like nobody messaged you back. I'm like, that's kind of just like I'm busy booking 101. If you don't
yeah.
get messaged back by a booker, guess what? It's like don't take it personal. I've emailed like 100 different agencies and bookers. You're lucky if you hear back from 1 or 2, and if you're from Grand Rapids, you're lucky if you hear back at all. Like, it's,
Well, that
I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
you better make this into a joke.
Hell yeah,
Because
dog.
honestly, I can't do any more sincere
No,
discussion on this.
no, I'm fucking over it. It's so stupid.
I think it's funny. I think it's
no, it's hilarious, man.
Anyways,
Do you have any final point?
no, I can't remember what I was going to say.
All right. I was just saying this. If anybody takes it seriously, you're a fucking idiot, and you're gonna die angry and not be good at comedy. So.
yeah, if you're genuinely upset about not getting on Max, don't worry. It's a new time in
yeah.
comedy now.
This is incredible. All right, this is Wikipedia. So producer Zachy pulled up Grand Rapids, Michigan on Wikipedia here, and it has Grand Rapids redirects here for other users. There's disambiguous, but Grand Rapids is a common myth believed to be a city in the state of Michigan, similar to the likes of Bigfoot and Joe Biden.
I knew he wasn't.
It is known for producing comedians, particularly ones that are bad at comedy. It is commonly referred to being worse than Lansing or Detroit, Michigan. All right, well, there it is.
Oh, well,
Hey, it's on Wikipedia. It's
on- yeah,
gotta
it's
be true.
It's on Wikipedia.
There's pictures and everything. Yeah, it's There it is.
My last sincere thought on this is like, hey, if you're frustrated about not getting on Max, don't worry. We're in a new comedic time. You know, there's the Crunch now, and you know, instead of not getting booked on Max, you can just not get booked on Crunchies.
Or Ellison.
Or Ellison. Or the
Or the
Garage
Garage
Bar.
Show.
Yeah,
Or
if you want a
any
spot-
show outside of Grand Rapids,
If you
really.
want a spot on Crunchies, please message the page so we can purposely ignore your message and not message back.
Here's the thing. I don't know how other people book, but it is just hilarious to me that in the sea of 5,000 people on the Michigan's comic network, it's like, dude, heaven bless the bookers that have the time to message everyone back.
The funniest part about people complaining about that is like, I don't think I ever got messaged back even when I got on the show.
No, you
Like,
just check the lineups.
yeah,
It's you call in and check. That's it.
They never
Like,
messaged me ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I don't know.
Message me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's not their
Said,
fault.
hey,
they've
we
never
have a
been.
Grand Rapids comedian that applied, but you know we can't have him on. So if you want to come do his spot, I know you did it the last 3 weeks, but
Hey,
if you
we're
wanna,
a bit short-handed on the lineup right now because so many fucking Grand Rapids comedians applied this month. But,
we were gonna do an all Grand Rapids lineup, and just Mike Bustler's here. So if you want to do the other 9 spots.
Yeah, they used to do it all the time. They used to call me. They'd be like, "Fuck, Elena, we have a drop, and the only person here to fill it is a Grand Rapids comedian. Can you drive over here?"
Right.
And I'd be like, "Yeah, call
damn.
me."
Anyways,
I feel like at this point,
now we're just recycling.
Yeah, I was
we
gonna
sound like
say-
Grand
I was
Rapids.
We
gonna
sound
say,
like Grand
guys,
Rapids. Fuck.
knock it off.
Just
Move on,
recycling
move on.
jokes.
just hitting a dead horse. My God. Final thoughts?
Dating's weird.
Dating is weird. Vaxxed up. You guys vaxxed up?
Oh, I'm all vaxxed.
You
up,
fully
baby.
vaxxed?
Well,
Working
my
on it.
second one's coming.
Yeah. Jakey, fully vaxxed?
Oh, working on it. I'm thinking about going to get that Johnson & Johnson.
Ooh, yeah. You want that one shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me that one shot,
That
baby.
one
and
shot.
done.
Dude, it's the Johnson & Johnson vaccine I love because it's the bargain brand.
One trip,
vaccine.
baby.
It's one trip. They're like, you can keep it kind of cold.
Yeah,
like you
it's
don't
a
even have to
deadly-
refrigerate
It's a
it.
deadly pandemic, but I don't want to go twice.
Yeah. Like, dude, I can't go back to this Meijer I go to every week. Like,
We spilled this one. We think it's fine.
yeah, right.
We just put it back in the syringe.
I didn't realize. I knew the Johnson & Johnson vaccine might be a little bit low rent when the pharmacist was pulling it out of a spoon to give it to me. I was like, oh, all right.
Jeez, oh, Pete's.
Lena, you vaxxed up? You getting it?
I'm gonna get it. I'm not vaxxed up currently.
No.
I need to just. It's literally just making an appointment. You know.
Yeah. So, Trevor, you got both your microchips?
I got him, and I know Joe Rogan would be very disappointed in me. I'm a young man who got vaccinated,
Yeah. That
despite being healthy.
I was
So
gonna say-
sorry, Joe Rogan, my podcasting hero, and funniest comedian of all time, smartest guy of all time, Joe Rogan. Yeah, best guy, best comedian, smartest guy, best podcast. You should listen to everything that Joe Rogan
I'm gonna
says.
stop you right
in my
there. You're
opinion.
talking to Joe Rogan like he's Grand Rapids right now, and I'll not have that.
Joe Rogan does seem like a Grand Rapids guy. Just a lot of hot air and talk, you know.
God damn, dude.
Anyways, yeah. Instead of ripping on Grand Rapids, we're gonna raise it up a few notches. Now we're gonna go after Joe Rogan.
Dude, well, okay, so the reason we're bringing up the next talking point is Joe Rogan's like hot take that got blown out of proportion about not getting vaccinated.
I was gonna let you segment into it like organically and just sound like we came up with it.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that, but
No,
now they
dude.
all know.
Yeah, well, we brought it up on the rundown. You cheeky goose.
I didn't even think about
What
that.
are you gonna? Hey, we're gonna ambush you later, but like, hey, don't tell him.
Hey, I forgot that part.
It's fine, baby. There's no the structure to this show. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Right?
I keep just looking off in the distance, desperately, like someone swap me, and then there's no one here. We asked all the good Grand Rapids comics to be here, and no one's here. So, so I can't swap out. I got to do the whole
Yeah.
show, and I'm not even funny today.
Yeah. My God, dude.
Well, like people got to be watching this at home, like they usually talk about silly stuff.
I think it was silly. Grand Rapids is silly.
I know.
I think it's funny that Joe Rogan has had to come out and say that he's not on the alt-right and that he's also not an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah,
He's had to come out so many times to be like, I'm not anti-trans.
It's ridiculous how it just goes to show again, nobody's actually watching the clips or what he's saying. It's somebody who wrote something who then writes again about something. And I'm like, no, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, I love this. Tucker Carlson says Joe Rogan was treated like a war criminal over the vaccine comments. I'm like, I don't know about that.
This
but
is Joe Rogan's 9/11.
yeah, but
God, I hate Tucker Carlson so much. That's a whole.
oh, you need to go into that finally, and then we can talk about
No,
Joe
no,
Rogan's
no.
vaccine nonsense.
I hate Tucker Carlson for 1,000 reasons. That's just one of them. I don't
Yeah.
want to talk
Tucker
about that on the
Carlson?
pod. Tucker
Uh,
Carlson is a Fox News
An evil
personality.
talking head who
Okay.
came from a rich family and is hurting America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Genuinely hurting America.
He's the worst person alive.
Grand Rapids
Yeah,
comedians.
That's not true, but
has had
He's pretty
segments
bad.
on his shows over the years that are like softcore racist.
Okay.
Like, it's,
No, I believe you.
I-
Oh, is he the
he
one that's
brought
like a
up-
little bit handsome on Fox News or no? He's got like
I don't
blue
know.
eyes and brown hair.
yeah,
Really?
he's, like
That-
passable.
Your Williamston is showing so hard right
I'm
now.
sorry. I said a little bit handsome
Man,
compared to the other
Tucker
old fucks on
Carlson.
there.
That's fair.
Yeah, all right.
I'm not saying
Tucker
he's hot.
Carlson is easy
One of the
on
handsomer
eyes compared
fellas.
to like Bill O'Reilly back in the day, for sure.
No, that's not who I was thinking of.
Okay. I was like, I was like, are
Show me
you
a picture
sure?
of him back in the day, though. Give me like the 90s. Tucker
Young
Carlson.
Tucker
Yeah.
Carlson? All right.
Sexy, kinky Tucker
I want to
Carlson.
see.
Let's see here. That guy? That's him.
It's just Frieza and his
Sound off.
Yeah, right.
No.
Okay.
Sound off in the comments with your favorite Fox News host.
Are there hot ones?
No, there is. There's a guy who used to be on CNN. He wore glasses. Now he's contacts. But he doesn't have a show. He's just one of the actual. He's an anchor for like the
There's
nightly
one that's
news.
always on my parents' TV that I'm like, that's not a bad guy to look
Here,
at.
I'll
all
look
day.
up hot Fox News anchor.
It's just gonna be
It's
women.
just gonna be a woman, yeah.
Yeah, it's like what Laura Ingraham, that piece of work.
There they are. It is just all blonde women.
Yep.
And yep.
Tommy Lauren, baby, she was the Blaze.
Tommy Lahren, she is such.
Tommy
a
Lauren, if you want to come do the morning show, let me know specifically.
Is
Maybe
Blaze,
so Elena
Blaze
won't be here.
Okay, did she start off on Fox News?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
she got taken off.
I thought she
What?
was
She
on
had
the Blaze.
she had some show and she literally got taken off of the fucking air.
Yeah.
Someone look up Tommy Lahren,
yeah,
please.
yeah, but she wasn't on Fox News. I don't think.
She was an anchor on. I think she
the
was.
Blaze, I think it was.
Was it the Blaze? That's
Yeah.
fucking what's his face.
She did Final Thoughts. That was kind of her shtick.
I
She'd be
think-
like Final Thoughts, and then she would just call people
I think that's what they
snowflakes.
gave her after she got taken off the fucking.
No, because
regular
she was
TV.
on Final Thoughts, and then I remember she got in trouble because she said she supported abortion.
Well,
So the one
Blaze-
time that I was like, Tommy might be onto something here, they fucking fired her, and I'm like, that checks
Yeah,
out.
because
Would-
the Blaze is what's his name? Glenn Beck's.
Is that?
Fucking, it's his that's his station, yeah. And he's,
Yeah,
like, a
well, Blaze
Republican,
TV. Yeah, they
Yeah.
made Blaze TV and then Parlor, which I don't even
kinda
know.
creepy.
Yeah,
like-
it's kind of weird that they've gone like you used to have Fox News and CNN, and now they're just like.
This is a Republican TV
Yeah,
channel.
I'm like, oh shit, they're actually just making partisan networks now, which I'm like, oh, that's a little bit
Her
scary.
show was literally called Tommy when she was on the Blaze.
Was
She was never on Fox.
I kind of want to
Not yet.
I want to circle back to the vaccine stuff, but you got me going about Tommy Lauren. Was she the one that like had that rant about?
She had so many rants.
Well, yeah, but like recently about how like hot successful women can't find a man or something like that, or like men are just using.
I
That
know.
checks
I know
out.
that
You know
Jay-Z
what
used her audio in one of his songs where she was talking to Beyonce and she goes, "Your husband was a drug dealer for 14 years. He sold crack cocaine." And it's like in his
God.
song and he like makes it sound sick as fuck. It's so good.
Oh my goodness.
Look at her. This is.
It's okay. So like it's weird
Boy, oh
because
boy.
she's
Tommy Ray Augustus Lahren. I'm sorry, that's a great name.
she's
Uh-huh.
she's like conventionally attractive, if that makes sense. But I
like
hate
a
to say it.
supervillain.
The
She
only
joined
wa-
Fox News as a contributor.
I knew it.
She's on now.
I'm gonna get canceled for
She
this,
did
but
it.
she's like bitch hot. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
I'm
No, the
like,
mean girl in your high school who used to pick on you, but
Yeah.
is still just symmetrical enough where your
Yeah.
monkey brain
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like still it registers, and
Just-
you're like, you're the worst,
Yeah.
but not all the way.
But you smiled at me, so keep shitting all over me.
yeah,
Yeah, like Okay.
I literally my romantic history is just uglier versions of Tommy Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole
Is that your
thing.
type?
She's
Just
like,
angry, semi-attractive conservative women. I hope to God none of them are watching and heard me call them semi-attractive. They're just less attractive than Tommy Lauren.
Hang on. Are they from Grand Rapids?
No, because
They're
that doesn't
not watching
exist.
Doesn't exist.
Only Grand Rapids is
Yeah.
watching. They're like, are they going to name drop me? We don't know who you are.
Oh
Um,
my god.
Oh, yeah. Tommy Lauren's the greatest. It's kind of a weird segue. I would really, we should find some of her stuff for the block of cringe because she says all sorts of fun
She
stuff.
says the cringiest stuff sometimes, especially when you take it out of context. It's great.
Yeah, here's the thing. So she said in an interview on The View that she believed women should have legal access to abortion, and then boom, out
That-
she went.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
her.
because she stepped outside of the conservative.
Yeah.
I remember watching it because she's like, I don't think the government should tell people what to do, and that extends to women's bodies. And I'm like, there, okay, coherent argument.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, like
Yeah.
solid point.
I'm like, yeah, point A to point B, and
Yeah.
then they're like, that's too logical for our viewers, and so they
God
gave her the
damn.
can.
Yeah.
So she didn't even say abortion. She just said that, and they're like, "Well, that's inferred."
Yeah,
Like, God damn, dude.
I don't think she just supported like the legality of it.
Yeah, but still,
Which
it's
is
like
you
you're
know.
not playing ball for. Like that's a cornerstone of like
Mhm.
red-blooded. Like this is what I'm about.
I think she's covered. I think she's had a few.
yeah.
Called me crazy.
You get right out of her. You think Tommy Lorenz would?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, no, I'd make that leap. You think she's anti-vax?
Is she anti-vax?
Yeah.
I don't think she's like blatantly anti-vax, and I haven't watched her, but she's probably like anything to dunk on the libs' view of
I
vaccination.
think she's
so,
anti-mask, probably.
It is okay.
Yeah.
I see. I'm seeing more and more people get like very anti-mask, and I think that's just COVID fatigue, where people like I still wear my mask, but even I'm like, God, fucking damn it, I'm getting tired of this shit.
See, I have a hard time believing like figures like her that are like purposely controversial. I don't even think they believe half the shit they're spouting.
no,
Like
no.
they're
I like
literally
the
just
masks.
fucking shills for whoever's telling them to say this shit.
There's
like,
videos of her saying super liberal stuff back in the day,
Yeah.
like a liberal commentator, like
believe it.
all sorts of shit. And then she's like, "Oh, I can be hot and manipulate conservatives, and more power to her. I'd buy her
Well, I'll
bathwater."
tell you, you drink a gallon of it, just see where it goes.
Yeah, I'll drink a gallon of her bathwater and then just hate gay people like a poison.
You and Alex Jones both.
Yeah, I drink a gallon of Tommy Lauren water. I'm just walking around the house. I'm like, hey, I think down economics might work. You guys are like, we got to stop him from drinking that
Well,
stuff.
no, okay. The reason I want to bring up the anti-vax thing, and then just how many people are clearly anti-mask is like that's just people are over wearing masks.
I like wearing masks. I think everyone's hotter with half their face covered up. It's a lot easier to look at people on the street.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I feel more comfortable because
It-
half my face is covered.
It allows me to laugh at people's face in public when they do something stupid where I'm like, I've just started not holding back.
Well,
That's going to
no,
be
it's
rough when we take our masks off and somebody does something dumb and I laugh at them. I'm like, oh, they can see me now. Like, ugh.
And like it also takes away that like stupid thing you have to do like when you pass people where you're like doing that stupid half smile at them. Like I hate
Yeah.
that, and now I can just avoid it all.
That's a Midwestern thing.
I know, but it's
'Cause-
great at like work. I've noticed.
Oh,
I'm like,
okay,
I don't have
okay,
to do
okay.
this fucking 12 times when I walk down the
Okay,
aisle.
I thought you meant like at a shopping center. I'm like, you go to New York, nobody's fucking like,
No,
oh,
no,
good,
no,
like
no.
good as you getting snacks.
I'm
huh?
just
It's
talking
like,
about
no.
personally in my everyday life. So
Okay,
something you guys
okay.
probably can't relate to.
I did pleasantries.
Good podcast stuff.
Yeah.
I've been trying to
You think
figure
we're
out,
walking around just mean mugging everybody?
I don't know.
kind of going
I
off.
feel like you would smile, Jake.
Yeah, I smile at
Trevor,
people
I don't see
sometimes.
smiling at strangers, but
Well, I was gonna just kind of piggybacking off of this topic. I don't really know like the mic etiquette because I don't have any social skills anymore because I was inside for a year. And so like I go to shows and everybody's like, bouncing around chit chatting. I don't think I made eye contact with more than like 2 people last night. And the mask allows me to just kind of like
Yeah. Just sit down like
I just lurk in the corner and then people are like, "Hey man, how's it going?" I'm like,
yeah, like, all right. Yeah, it is weird too. having a mask and everything on, and then going on stage and like performing, and then putting all that back on, and be like, don't fucking talk to me. Like,
Yeah, and they're like, oh, you were so spontaneous up there. I'd be like, yeah, I'm faking it.
please leave me alone. But okay, the reason we got kind of sidetracked, but in a fun way, they were talking about hot ass, cute ass Tommy Loren. Is that it?
Yeah.
Loren?
That was
Lauren.
Lauren.
Augusta Lauren? I don't know.
Lauren.
Tommy Ray
I know is
Augustus Lauren.
so Tucker Carlson takes up the flag for defending Joe Rogan, and I have to imagine if you're Joe Rogan, you'd be like, "Hey Tucker, I got this." Like Joe Rogan does not need Tucker Carlson to back him.
Doubt he wants it.
Yeah, right.
Here's the thing, though, is that Tucker Carlson is a goddamn genius, and the reason he did that is because. Here's the thing: is that if you
Rogan
want to
fans,
be
yeah.
if you want to be liberal, you have to read a little bit. You gotta like look into shit, which a lot of people don't want to do.
Yeah.
And you couple that with a world that is basically just like white men are the cause of every problem. And so you have to read books, and then you have to listen to people shout at you all the time. I do it because it's correct.
What,
but
get
like,
shouted at or read books?
yeah, both.
Okay.
You know, is a very liberal person. But you've got all these white guys who don't want to do that stuff, who don't want to get shouted at, and then they listen to Joe Rogan. Nice little entry point. 'Cause
Okay.
Joe Rogan's an interesting guy,
He is.
and he has some kind of whatever. And so then
Oh yeah, what was that? Let's unpack that.
He's
got some what?
interesting.
No, he's got some what?
this is not going to be a podcast
I
where we
don't-
make fun of Joe Rogan.
No, I
for-
don't care because I think he openly admits that he's like not smart and a pseudoscientist, but then
But he has a nationwide platform.
I know, but I think people love him even more for that. They're like, he says it all the time. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys aren't listening. When he says he's an idiot, you guys go, only a brilliant man would admit that. I'm
Hey.
like, no, I think he's dead on.
If you have a national platform and you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars for it, I don't think you get to be a fucking moron
Right.
all
Well,
day.
here's the
Sorry,
thing.
Joe Rogan. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
he's-
Joe
You
Rogan
get paid
gets to be.
millions of dollars.
What's up?
Joe Rogan gets to be.
Fucking A, I
He's
guess
got
he
the
does.
Spotify deal. They didn't say there's no, hey, don't be a fucking moron clause in that contract.
Here's the thing. He's
But
a,
I
he's
get
a,
what you're
There is.
saying.
he's not an idiot.
is-
He's clearly
He is
an entertainer.
grossly irresponsible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, hang on.
As
Unpack
funny
that more.
as
I like
think
that.
it
yeah.
is, as
Here's-
funny as I think it is that like Alex Jones is on his podcast.
Yeah.
People that buy into that shit, it does
Yeah.
actual damage to their lives.
Well, and that's where I'm going, is because you've got all these white guys who don't read, who get shouted at all day, every day, just
Yeah.
for being white guys. And so instead of like looking into anything, they hear like one guy on Joe Rogan, and they're like, so Tucker Carlson, when he's
Yeah.
like, Joe Rogan's not that bad, everybody's like, oh, what's this guy got to say?
Right. Well, I would
Bro,
say
brainwashing white dudes is so goddamn easy.
I think
And-
Dangerous.
I think it comes down to it was a ploy to get some of that Rogan pull, man. That Rogan bump is real.
Absolutely.
And so if
Absolutely.
Tucker Carlson could be like, "Ooh, let me get some of the Rogan bros as my fans as well."
That's exactly what it is, though.
Yeah. I'll give you that. And I've definitely, I don't know about you guys. I've done shows and been around like I've been to shows where somebody has just gotten the Rogan bump, and it's a different crowd. Like you immediately can tell you're like, oh, this is a JRE crowd, and it's I don't know, man. Like half the time I'm like, oh, this is a lot of fun, and the other half of the time I get what you guys are saying. Where you're like, oh, this is like a certain demographic of what are you saying? Like disenfranchised white guys who are
Absolutely.
struggling for purpose.
It is so much harder to be like a empathetic, intelligent, like politically sound person than it is to just listen to Tucker Carlson, internalize it, and then parrot it to your friends on Facebook.
Okay, I'll
That's
give
what I'm
you
saying. Not to be serious, I just think like, calling Joe Rogan like a dumb idiot is true, but he's also like literally a funnel
See-
for just stupid white guys to like literally become
I-
terrorists.
Okay, dumb idiot in the way that, like
not dumb,
well, right?
but he's just-
he calls himself a pseudoscientist, and I get that. Like,
But he also like gives like insane points like the time of day, and it's like
Yeah.
this is logically incoherent. Like this isn't you like looking at both sides. This is you just being a fucking moron
Well,
with a national platform.
I've noticed
now I'm
he
fired up,
very much mirrors whoever he has on.
which is the problem.
Yeah, like sometimes
yeah, that's
he'll
my biggest problem
Yeah.
with him. He's so fucking agreeable.
Nobody's
that
getting.
is
he'll push back sometimes, but they have to be like it's like
It
two
has to be
things
so
like weed.
ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
that
It has to be
It's either
a woman.
about
Yeah,
weed
yeah.
shouldn't be legal, he'll push back right on that.
Yeah.
Or it's like the most insane thing anybody's ever said on
Right,
his show, and he's
right.
like, I should probably say something about this,
Right.
or I'm gonna get in trouble.
Right.
I
He's
feel
only
like
like when he disagrees. Sorry, Elena.
No,
When he
you're fine.
disagrees with people like that, I really think he's only covering his own ass. He doesn't
Okay.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
How?
I just
Good.
feel like I don't know if this is him trying to be like respective of women or what, but I feel like Joe Rogan pushes back more on women on his female guests than he does on his male guests. Like just watch anything from
I don't know
Any
about that,
male
Elena.
guest?
I think
But like I was watching like the Demi Lovato thing, and he was like talking to her about her like sobriety and her healing and like how she's doing and how she got to that point. And she's like, oh, I found like that like having like someone that was like a healer really helped me. And he was just like acting like she was this crazy fucking bitch, and that this like woo woo healer is like taking advantage, like just stuff like that where I'm like, just let the bitch say what helped her. You asked, you motherfucker, you know?
Yeah.
But he does like so like the Miley Cyrus interview, just all that stuff. He just pushes back on women more than he does men, and that bothers me.
doesn't surprise me.
I,
whatsoever.
yeah.
Because I'm like, just let her have the view. She doesn't need to have an article to back it up. You
Well,
know?
and
Yeah.
moving forward to the reason that we're talking about him in the first place is he literally told an entire generation of
yeah.
people not to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Well, no.
And we're like, I mean,
I listened to the segment.
If you're
to see
healthy,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
made a distinction.
I listened to the
That's not how
segment.
vaccines
and
work.
Was it with Jocko? Who he was talking to some other like alpha bro.
oh no, dude.
And all I know is he was like, if you're a young healthy American, like you probably don't need to get the vaccine. I'm like, bro, do you know how many people
That's
think
who's
they're
spreading it.
young and healthy? There's a 52-year-old guy with a beer gut being like, I'm not over the hump and I'm good. And then even not like, I don't know, man. I get the hesitancy on vaccines. Like we've talked about it before where it's like, oh, it's a new vaccine and you know, could it have some adverse effects? Yeah, and then are they blowing like the 6 people that get blood clots out of proportion? I'm like, sure.
I'm sorry, but just people that are complaining about the vaccine, look at the side effects for your girlfriend's birth control.
Right,
Blood clots is right up there, so I'm not afraid of Johnson & Johnson. My birth control is already trying to kill me
Right.
every day.
So there's
So
there's
just
that.
Take it and
It-
shut up.
Are you saying you think COVID's worse than child support?
I think a baby's worse than
COVID
COVID.
lasts 2 weeks. I had COVID. It lasted
COVID
2
lasts
weeks.
2 weeks. Baby lasts what? A lifetime.
18,
18
years.
years,
If
yeah.
you're
Unless it gets COVID.
No,
Yeah, well,
Ooh,
that's true.
that's true.
Now the kids are
I'm
usually
not
gonna
vaccinating
survive.
my baby.
There's an
for
argument
COVID.
to not
Yeah.
get vaccinated.
Don't have kids. Well, if you get vaccinated, you become sterile, and the microchips tell you not to fuck. So,
So, but that's what I'm saying is that we're in a national health crisis, whether you realize it or not. and
global. I'd say
global,
global.
yeah. And you've got Joe Rogan, who's like, on a national health crisis on one of the biggest platforms in the country. And he's like,
World.
"Baby,
I'd
let's
say
talk
I'd
about
say
it."
world again. You're talking
World.
global.
I
Like,
know,
Yeah.
but I just like
Hey, no, he's
that
talking-
is so heinously stupid, irresponsible. Like all the backlash you got, fucking good.
All the people that he's saying like this group of people that are like supposedly young enough and healthy enough to not get the vaccine, like those are the problem people that are spreading the fucking virus.
It's
They
true,
should
yeah.
all be
Yeah.
vaccinated.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's such a dumb thing to
I-
say.
Yeah, you mean all the young
Such a
people that are
dumb thing to
always
say.
out and always partying and always fucking on beaches spreading
Yeah.
this shit around? They shouldn't get
Dude,
that. Yeah,
I-
they're smart, dude.
I still remember when we were doing yard shows last summer, and like that group of let's call them
That-
Rogan Bros of East Lansing.
yeah,
We're-
those frat bros. showed
Yeah,
up.
dude, and one of them like we're trying to be socially distanced. We're like tossing the beers and stuff to people, and this one fucking white clawed, just enormous man. And I don't know, it doesn't matter that he was an enormously jocked up gay dude. No, but the fact that he kept telling us he was gay, I was like incredible, because he kept grabbing Luke by the shoulder and bringing him in to like face to face, and Luke would be like, "Hey man, we're trying to be socially distant." And I'm like, this guy is aggressively hitting on Luke, and then at one point just goes, "Dude, it's all right. I've got antibodies up the ass." and then he's like,
Poor phrasing.
shotgunning White Claws, and like just would not leave Luke alone. But it's like people like that where they're like, okay, you got it once, you survived, so you don't think it's a big deal. You're also drunk and in your early 20s, so you're the most selfish with your life. Your immortal complex has not been rocked yet. And then you're just out and about. And it goes back to the initial arguments that were coming out about the masks and whatnot. It's like, yeah, man, you're probably going to be fine, but you're spreading it, and other people are not going to be fine.
People are. Here's the thing: is that if Joe Rogan can make people listen to Alex Jones, can make people listen to Tucker Carlson, and this isn't funny, and I'm sorry, but if he can make people listen to this off the wall nuts shit, he can certainly convince a fuck ton of people not to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if you have vaccine hesitance, okay,
I'll push with you on this. I don't think it was so much even convincing as just kind of green lighting. Like I imagine this demographic was already on the fence, and then they hear that like,
well, and there are people now who, as a result of that tomfuckery on a national platform, are not going to get vaccinated, are going to give that virus to multiple people probably. Some of those people are going to die.
Yeah.
Like that's like the reality of saying shit like that when you have that platform.
Yeah.
Like people are going to die. And I'm not blaming that on Joe Rogan specifically. I'm not saying he has blood on his hands, but like when you do stupid shit with that much influence, bad shit happens.
No, and there's already, like you're saying, there's already a group of people on the fence that don't want to do this stuff and they're waiting for a green light. Like I know people even like our age that are like fucking like sick of shit. And I'm like, you are so selfish and egotistical that nothing's working for you because you can't go out and drink, you know? Like, people, like, that's why people our age need to be vaccinated.
It also blows my mind that people are worried about the vaccine, but will go out and try to drink a bottle of tequila.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, it's got to be in the same ballpark of fucking you up.
Yeah.
Guys, I won't get vaccinated, but I will go out and try to fuck multiple strangers.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
real,
Like,
yeah.
what condoms? They don't feel good. like, I'm like, oh my God, dude.
What's the mortality rate on syphilis? I'll risk it.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. This is incredible. I saw Zach making this the whole time. Actual photo of Joe Rogan on his podcast in Austin, Texas.
Even when he had hair, it looked like he was wearing a toupee.
God damn, dude.
Unbelievable.
Here's the thing.
Don't you think it's a little suspicious?
I would say his new studio is pretty suspect.
It's odd that photo's out there.
Yeah.
Wait, is
I
this
mean,
him behind or in front of Nazis?
In front of us.
Is this him at Nuremberg?
I didn't notice.
No, this
The Nuremberg
behind.
trials.
No, this is very much. If you don't know the photo, that's Adolf Hitler giving his speech about at the.
Okay, yeah.
The.
I'm glad you
Sorry, I
can't
didn't-
remember.
Sorry to
Parliament
recognize
of-
the Adolf
yeah,
Hitler
like-
photo offhand.
I'm trying to remember the actual name of whatever their congressional building is, but I'm like, I can't remember, dude. But it's Joe Rogan, clearly just in his new studio. He modeled it.
Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
But no, what a fucking idiot. In conclusion,
Are you
what
Doing
a
my
fucking
podcast
idiot.
in Auschwitz
Well,
now.
I want to ask you guys: are you guys fans of Rogan?
No.
That's the only reason I'm doing comedy is to listen to his fucking podcast with Nikki Glazer and Annie Letterman.
It's so funny because
like
we got a
him.
hard no from Trevor and a hard yes from you immediately, and Jake is still speculating.
I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm not saying this podcast doesn't have merit. I'm not saying like he's
Man,
a bad
you know-
person, but he's done too much fucking stupid shit now for me to be like, oh, cool guy. Not
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like I so badly want to like him because
Yeah.
he has done a lot of cool shit and
Yeah.
he helps out a lot of people I actually do like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just like, man, dude, like, could you fucking stop?
Yeah, no, my dad really.
Stop being such a dumb.
Okay, so
motherfucker.
I wanna read you guys one of the quotes when he got like blasted for this, right? He goes, "I'm not a doctor. I'm a fucking moron." However, he continued to maintain that healthy young people do not need to be vaccinated. Another quote going, "I'm not an anti-vax person," Rogan said. I said I believe they're safe, and I encourage many people to take them. My parents were vaccinated. I just said that if you're a young, healthy person, that you don't need it.
But that's not
That's
how
so
vaccinations
damaging.
work.
Right.
So he didn't look into that at all. He made a very concrete statement about vaccinations on a huge platform, and he doesn't even know how vaccinations work because it's not about the individual. You're talking about a societal scale where you're building
Vaccines only work if everyone gets them.
correct
Yeah.
Right,
or
right.
most
So-
people.
Most people.
Herd immunity. You guys are getting
also
towards
the whole
herd
like,
immunity,
oh
right?
yeah, if you're young and healthy, it's like, why would you? Do you vaccinate your kids?
Yeah,
They're young and
I'll also
healthy,
say
right?
this, man. Like we were young and healthy, and we got one of the variants of COVID, and it fucking sucked ass.
Yeah,
Do
dude,
not
there was,
recommend.
there was like one night there where I was like, I might die.
Yeah.
Also, do you give your children the polio
Yeah,
vaccine?
yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
right?
like, do they get their booster shots to go to school? Like, it's all the same thing. It's just another thing that people, that like humans now, are going to have to take in the
Yeah.
future. I'm sure getting into kindergarten, unless you're an anti-vax parent and have a note from your fucking
Le-
governor,
le-
that
leg-
you're gonna have to do that.
Legitimately, what kind of, and this is, like takes it to another societal argument level about like how we operate as a society. But it's like, if you get to a point where I'm almost derailing myself because you brought up the polio vaccine. I'm like, it's a great point because it's just like, this is a new vaccine, but I don't understand the people's hesitancy to it, other than like, yeah, it's a new vaccine that might fuck you up, or there might be side effects, which I'm like, yes, that's logical and scary, but I'm like, we're also in the midst of another global pandemic, and it's just like, this is kind of something as a species we gotta move on with.
Address.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
to ostrich it and just put your head in a fucking hole and be like, well, we're gonna be fine. I'm like, no, man, all it takes, and now this is me being a little bit too out there, and maybe I don't want to fearmonger here, but if this thing like mutates and becomes worse because we're fucking lollygagging on getting it under control, and then all the vaccines become bullshit again, and then this mutates into a more aggressive, deadlier virus, I'm like, yeah, man, we could have got in front of this, but we somehow politicized science again, which I'm like, oh yeah, this is showing we are so successful as a society that you are allowed to be egregiously stupid if you're not learned in a field at all. Like, I don't know fucking anything really in the depths of vaccines, but I do believe in the doctors and scientists that are like, yeah, I spent my whole life becoming an expert on this. So
And they're like, they rushed it. I'm like, that's not how vaccines work.
Yeah.
No,
They were like,
didn't.
I don't think it's done,
Yeah.
but COVID's been going a while now.
Yeah.
They didn't rush it. Dude, the whole fucking world came together on that, and also they've been working on that for like 13 years.
Exactly.
Well, okay. Another argument I've heard a lot is people bringing up the 1918 flu and other vaccines that took like 40, 50, 60 years to make. I'm like, sure,
In
but
the
look
1900s.
at right, but look at modern medicine, the entire world coming together, and then also piggybacking off of what we've already learned. That's why I think Rogan even said this. He's like, you know why I read books or read
That
other
amazes
things
me.
from experts? He's like, because they've already conquered the initial steps to learn what the fuck you need to learn. So it's like, you look at this vaccine, it was a coronavirus vaccine. They're like, okay, we have different coronaviruses, and they're like, let's just build a new vaccine off of an existing
New coat of paint.
Yeah, and it's just like, I get it. It was very much fast tracked, but I'm like, they didn't fuck around on this.
Skipping
Like,
steps.
this will. You don't need
Ballparking it. They're like, we don't have any beakers, so I'm kind of just eyeballing it. I'm eyeballing how much mRNA I'm putting in.
Yo, does it matter if I use the proteins, or can I just go ahead and put some beef jerky in this and shake the tube up? You know what I mean?
Just Jack Links
Yeah.
and the
But
deep
no.
state.
I'd like to go back on what I said about Joe Rogan. You guys asked if I liked him. Initially, I said yes. Now that I'm thinking about it more, my dad really likes him, and so I need Joe Rogan to come correct, because it makes it hard to talk to my dad when
Okay.
Joe Rogan says shit like this, and my dad soaks it in.
I know
I'm
he
just
just.
imagining Joe Rogan reading a book upside down now.
I know.
And then you go, interesting.
See, I know that he just moved to Austin,
Uh-huh.
you know, for comedy and all that other stuff. I'm kind of starting to think he should have moved to Grand Rapids, honestly, just to kind of fit in a little
Well,
bit
he
better.
couldn't move there. It doesn't exist.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, come on now.
it would exist if Joe Rogan moved there.
Yeah.
It would.
He would literally put them on the map.
Hey, we
It's a crypto city.
It's just it's the Dogecoin of towns. But all right, so no, that was interesting take.
Not a
on-
fun
on-
segment. Sorry.
Well,
Let's talk
no,
about something equally as
I like.
infuriating.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like that. Your guys' hot takes on the Rogan.
Yeah, actually, I found another thing.
Off mic, Zachy, you want to get on mic, baby?
No, I just got to show you guys. This is to change topics.
Okay.
That's pretty neat about Jake Paul.
Oh my god.
I'd film a dead body too if I could find
Wow,
one.
this is huge. I
No,
didn't
I'm
even.
a
Yeah.
baby.
I just found this on Google.
That's
I can't believe I
incredible.
didn't hear about this.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Jake Paul punching a baby, and he says he would film it just like Logan. He'd film a dead body too if he could find one. And the baby is obviously saying, "No, I'm a baby."
Yeah.
Right. This is nuts, man. This is like a real. I can't believe this came out.
Well, it's fine.
He's
finally
finished.
he got somebody in his weight class that is of age.
His
that
mental
can
weight
fight.
class,
Yeah,
yeah.
God, look at those Louis Vuitton shorts. I hate them. Is that some sort of army thing on the side?
That's a sergeant's chevron, but upside down.
Oh, not at all disrespectful.
Yeah, it's an upside down sergeant chevron. So
I hate this man.
He's
I
a
just wanna
sergeant
tell
in
you
the-
guys, I
he's in the
hate
Civil
this
War.
man.
yeah, Sergeant Cox.
Who gets Jake Paul in the comedy war?
Who has that much money and gets a snake tattoo that doesn't look realistic?
A fucking idiot.
Yeah, dude. I really we just talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
When I see rich people with bad tattoos, I get fucking furious,
Like,
dude.
what
'Cause
the
I'm like,
Fix
you
it.
could've- You could have afforded the best artist in the world if you wanted.
That looks like a T-Rex holding a globe in its mouth.
That's a really shitty snake.
I was gonna say I saw the snake.
Fuck you, Jake Paul.
Well,
I'm calling you out. I
this
don't
is-
like you.
This is a fun segue then into it. Is the Logan Paul brothers is what I'm calling them, even though it's Jake and
Recurring
Logan.
characters on the show.
well they keep doing stupid.
They keep
shit.
fighting.
They keep fighting babies. No, it's either children or men that are just past their prime, but ready
Look
to
at the
take a punch for $1
head
million.
On that snake.
I love
I
how
know,
Jake's
Look at
still
the head
pissed.
on that snake, dude. It is so bad. It doesn't even have teeth.
Well, here's the
You
thing.
can't make out any of the face.
There's like a hump.
I know.
There's a
Such
snake
a-
hump.
It's such a dog shit tattoo.
Yeah, no,
What is that? A pineapple
Can
with
we
a
look
lock
at
in the
Jake
center?
Paul's
What the fuck
tattoos,
is
babe?
that?
Enhance.
Enhance.
yeah.
Look at the little blood. Like
I
there's
just
just a
wanna start
little bit
saying
of blood on
enhance
his
to Zach.
boob.
What's up?
I said there's just a little bit of blood on his boob.
Oh yeah,
I like
don't,
it.
I don't know, man.
Enhance.
Oh man.
Yeah.
God, I mean,
Can you do that thing they do on CSI where you also make it clearer? Is that possible?
I actually don't know what the snake is surrounding.
It's. I think it's a T-Rex holding something in its mouth.
Oh, the T-Rex with a
Oh.
globe in its
It
mouth.
looks like a globe.
Yeah, I'm actually looking on the monitor. If you guys turn around and look on Zach's computer, you can get a better glimpse at what the hell is going on there. And
it's still so bad.
We
I
gave
don't
you
know.
so much money for that fight. You should get that covered up.
Yeah, we did pay him $50.
I think he's trolling everybody by having bad tattoos.
I don't know.
But
Aww.
Look at he definitely makes contact with the baby's head here as well. If he's
I wonder how much it hurt Jake Paul's hand though.
It's
Just connecting with the
He
soft
hit the
spot
soft
of the baby.
spot.
I
and
wanna
he still
see-
broke his hand.
Well,
I want to see one of these motherfuckers in a street bare knuckle boxing fight.
I
That's-
mean, we
I don't
just
want
saw
these
one
heavy-ass
with
gloves.
Floyd
Yeah, I'm
Mayweather.
not
He got
gonna
his
lie.
fucking shit rocked.
So
I
so
want it
yeah,
to
let's
be
let's
let
start
go,
getting into
though.
it about the Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. So the Paul brothers are doing celebrity boxing. That's all it is. Like people are like, what are these YouTubers doing? I'm like, they're doing what celebrities have done for decades, which
Did I
is
pop out for just a
celebrity boxing. Yeah, and like I don't know, man. I watched Floyd Mayweather address like why he's doing the fight, and straight up he's like, yeah, I'm a retired boxer. But I've always told you guys, on top of being a world-class boxer, I'm also an entertainer. And he's like, I'm taking this fight because it's for entertainment, and I'm going to make a shitload of money. I'm like, dude, that's Floyd Mayweather being about honest as he can be, and also like keeping it real. Like, I'm like, hey, he just wants to make a shit ton of money. And then, meanwhile, I don't know, Logan Paul, Jake Paul keep getting kind of clout from fighting, not of age in their weight class fighters.
Or
Like-
height, it's there's so many advantages that the Paul brothers have over the people that they're fighting. They don't have CTE yet.
Yeah.
They're like in their 20s. They've got like 4 to 6 inch reach on the people they've been fighting.
Yeah.
Unlimited resources for training. When It
Absolutely.
comes to financially.
Yeah.
They
There's
fucking
like every fighter doesn't actually have that. Floyd Mayweather has that.
Now.
now.
I mean,
now,
when
now
he
when he was
started
coming
off,
up,
like,
now
he
when he was
did-
coming
yeah.
up,
Well, and that's the other thing that pisses me off is that it's just like these and I know it's not like they're not like title fights, they're not like winning these fights and getting like spots in the UFC or anything like that, but it's like they're kind of just like, it's annoying that they have the clout that they have and they can just kind of pick and choose whoever they want to fight. There's no like ranking system, like people work, I don't know.
It's money.
Fighting is
It's
really,
money.
yeah, it's just
That's
money.
really
That's-
hard, and
it-
so it sucks.
Yeah, but
you know?
again, it goes back to that's why I liked Floyd straight up. And I mean, Ben Askren even said it too.
Yeah.
He's like, this is money. And I'm
No,
like,
yeah.
man, if you're a retired fighter that can get a crazy good payday for, like, again, Askren took like one pretty heavy punch, could have kept fighting, but he didn't give a fuck. He's like, whatever. I walked out with $1 million. And he's like, he's like, my life doesn't change. I'm $1 million richer. And some douche on the internet keeps getting to do what he wants to do. And I'm like, it's not fine, but at the same time, I'm like, we're talking about it, which kind of I'm like, shit, we needed something to talk about. But it's just fucking schlock for money, and I'm like, that's all it comes down to. Like,
And it sucks because you want to watch it. Like I don't want to pay the Paul brothers any more money, but I want to see this fucking Floyd Mayweather
I mean, I'll
fight.
say this about the Paul brothers. I fucking can't stand them, but they really got, like, the social media world by the balls.
Oh, they got the
'cause
formula
yeah.
down.
They know what
regardless
they're
of
doing.
whether I like them or not, pretty much everything that comes out about them can't fucking help myself but, like, either watch it or read it.
and
Yeah,
they're
you gotta.
brilliant in that regard because
Yeah.
they've monetized it.
They're like super villains.
Yeah. And it's weird because I'd say
We
Jake
need
is
'em.
more so a supervillain, but like Logan's kind of leaning into it again. And
Yeah, he's
here's
putting on the fake nice guy vibe. I don't buy that
here's
shit. dude.
here's the one thing about Logan Paul that like still bugs the shit out of me, and like people make fun of it and like kind of push back. Like still that fucking psychotic video of him going in the suicide forest.
That's
like,
why I
how
don't
does that?
buy the fucking fake nice guy bullshit he's
Right.
doing now. He's like, I'm reformed. It's like, you're still a multimillionaire douchebag. Like,
Yeah.
I don't trust you for a second.
No.
dude.
I don't understand how not it's got to be talked about before every fucking show they have, where whatever guest they have, they're like, hey, yeah, don't bring up
Don't
the
bring it
Japanese
up.
dead forest thing, like
Floyd
the suicide.
Mayweather brought it
Don't
up.
even
Yeah, of
bring
course
up-
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't even bring up Japanese people, actually.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be great if you could.
yeah,
Well,
dude.
he disrespected Japanese society the whole time he was there outside of the suicide
Yeah,
forest
the
as
Right,
well.
whole
He just
lead
ran
up to
around
the
acting
video
like a
is him
fucking
walking around
idiot.
fucking stretching his eyelids
Right.
at people.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
and like
What a
running in front of
fucking cock.
traffic and like playing with like big like plush toys and like hitting people with them and like yelling like fake fucking like Japanese words in their face. Like, he
Yeah,
was just
yelling
being
gibberish,
disrespectful as fuck.
which is fucking so.
Which-
if you go up to an Asian person and you just make noises at them,
Yeah.
that is so fucking
That's
disrespectful,
hate
dude.
speech.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Also, the Japanese society is not one that you want to disrespect and fuck with.
No.
It's a pretty stoic, serious culture, and
It makes me wish that filming a dead body was a crime over there, because then Jake Paul would be in a Japanese prison.
Oh
or
my
or
God.
Logan Paul would be in a Japanese
like
prison.
you know what? Yeah, what should happen is you guys remember back in the '90s that one kind of Logan Paul-esque douche in Indonesia like spit gum or something out on a sidewalk, and the I don't know if it was Indonesia or like Thailand, but
And they caned him.
they caned him. Yeah, they like beat him 10 times with a cane or something. And I'm like, good man. Like yeah, like you're kind of being a
Yeah, I
douche
bet
in
you
another
won't do
country.
that.
Yeah, like
Dude, people have been spitting out gum on the floor at the gym.
oh my god.
And now I kind of want to bring that idea up to Steve. Like, hey, if I catch somebody spitting gum on the floor, could I pull their bottoms down?
actually,
and
I would see
cane
gum every
them?
now and again. Is he getting bad?
All the time.
Oh,
Every
God.
time I go to clean the floor, I find at least 1 or 2 pieces of gum, and I'm like, who is doing this?
I'm telling you, the worst kind of disrespectful people right now are the first ones to be like, yeah, let's get out and get back into society.
Yeah, it's all
There's
the
not
worst
enough
people.
the decent people are still like hesitant to go out. And I'm talking in generalities here.
Yeah.
But it's like there's not enough people that are like, hey, don't fucking do that. Like
Right. Well, I can't, dude. The moment I catch whoever's doing that, I'm like, you're fucking out of here, dog.
yeah.
You're
But
spitting gum on the floor. What are you, 9?
Zachy, can we get the so yeah, the TMZ stuff or whatever you want to bring up. Logan Paul talking shit with Floyd Mayweather. I'm like, okay, cool, like they're whatever. I really don't care about the Logan Paul Mayweather fight. I'm like, it's just going to be another cash grab. But Jake Paul, being the younger brother who is the actual supervillain, like talking shit to Floyd Mayweather, and then
On his brother's behalf.
yeah,
Like-
do you have the video of Jake Paul?
Did you see what Mayweather said the other day?
No,
He was like, I'll fight both of you on the same night.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Here's what's scary too is I saw like Logan square up. Floyd Mayweather is so goddamn fast and defensive. He danced around everybody and threw that punch.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. I know reach, size, and power all matter. Like, it's very much a thing, but I'm like, oh shit, you're still seeing the GOAT do what
Yeah.
the GOAT
I
could
would
do.
say space is more important.
Yeah, I
learning
mean,
your spacing. He's a master at that.
it's incredible. And
Yeah.
the fact that, like, okay, the reach matters, but if he can get inside and do an uppercut, you're gonna fucking feel it, man. Yeah, it's I think, Zachy, it's gonna be
That's one of them. You can play that one.
yeah,
That's just the face
or
off.
or the yeah, you can play them both. There's one above this one that okay.
But look at that. Look, if I don't know if the viewers can see this right now, but them standing there, look at Floyd Mayweather looking up at this motherfucker. Like, this is my problem with who they pick to fight. I'm like, you're picking an old man who probably has CTE and arthritis all throughout his body, and you're like,
He
what are you
probably
gaining
doesn't have
from this?
arthritis, dude.
Maybe not, but
Floyd Mayweather took like. Also, I don't think he has CTE. Floyd Mayweather took like 8 punches
Yeah,
his
he
entire
That's true,
career.
Yeah,
but
he
He
got
It
never
doesn't
got
matter.
hit.
2 times he's been rocked.
for dramatic
Yeah.
effect,
Yeah.
this man has all of those things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
and
sure.
and like just the picking him is ridiculous.
Okay.
My
Yeah,
mom
yeah.
texted me.
I mean, the size advantage is whatever. He's still the greatest. I'm just happy one of them is finally fighting an actual boxer, and
Yeah.
you picked the greatest of all time. Like, you're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I here's the thing. I'm
Is
not
this
gonna
on Triller?
I don't know. I'm not gonna buy it or watch it. I'll just wait
Yeah.
to see the clips day after. Like it's I hate to say it, but for a couple of reasons, boxing was already kind of boring to watch. Even Mayweather and Pacquiao at their prime, I watched a few of their fights and they're fun, but I'm like 12
It's no
rounds.
MMA.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I hate to say it, there's a reason the UFC is crushing it right
You
now.
should get some flying knees in boxing.
Yeah, yeah. But let's see. Yeah, go for it.
Woo!
He's small, boy. He's small, boy. He's a baby. He's a baby. Oh my God. You're a little man, boy. You're a little man.
We're on. This is great. This is hilarious.
Two. We got two
People
fake
watching,
fighters.
it's just the
We got two fake
Mayweather.
fighters.
The only thing that's fake on this stage is Floyd's hairline.
Okay, I'll beat him.
Yeah, the only thing fake on the stage is.
And guess what? I'll fight you.
Pokemon collecting, podcasting, both of those YouTube.
Okay, so
Beat the greatest history fighter of all time.
yeah, all right. So there's like whatever, kind of a lame face off, but yeah, play the Jake Paul like taking the hat, and then just kind of you can kind of fast forward to where Jake Paul squares up with Mayweather and takes the hat.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Get the paperwork for this bum.
Get Al Hammond.
Absolutely. I don't need Al Hammond.
Let me call Al Hammond.
I'm my
Let's
own
make it
boss.
happen.
I'm my own
2 in
boss.
one night. Got your hat. Got your hat. Got your hat.
Oh my God! You see how quickly he ran off too.
Need the paperwork for this bum.
Get Al Hammond.
Absolutely. I don't need Al Hammond.
Watch how fast
Al
his
Hammond.
voice
Let's
is.
make it happen.
Jake
2
Paul.
in one night. Got your hat.
Like, they were just gonna let him walk through. Like, I guess he's got his hat.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, no, you're gonna get got, dude. Also, different crews. The crew that runs with Floyd Mayweather and the crew that runs with the Paul brothers. I'm like,
Yeah.
some of those crews have done more.
Yeah, let's take a guess at which group is harder.
I was like, I don't know. I don't know if you want to be messing with each other's crew like that.
This is just a brawl, basically.
Yeah. Now oh man,
His pants.
he's all ripped up. Is
Ass beat. That's not a let's go moment.
well, he's definitely feeling rocked. Now, do we know, is Mayweather the one who punched him? That's
Yeah, no, Floyd Mayweather punched. Gave him a black
yeah, I know, because if we can, yeah, dude, and that's what's wild to me is like we didn't really get to see the punch, but that fucking shiner Jake Paul has, like, bruh, you just took one from the GOAT,
I
dude.
would do so many things to just get one shot.
Yeah.
I would do inexplicable things just to punch him in the face. It would feel so good, I feel like. If I could give him a black eye, I hate him so much.
I don't know.
And I want someone to kick his ass.
I don't know when or if it's gonna come, but even here's the thing: even if he does get,
Shit, you can kind of see
Oh
the
fuck.
fun.
oh wait, go back. Let's see it.
I was chit
Dude, he
chatting.
cocked back.
Oh,
Dude,
shit! Play that again. I want to hear that crack.
you can hear the.
About your orbital bone.
Jesus, dude. Wait for it. Oh! Oh my God, dude!
I would be shocked.
It's so fast you can't even fucking
I would be
see it.
shocked if he does not have a fractured orbital bone.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Bye
dude.
bye.
Oh my God! I can't.
Fuck, I might have to.
When I was in high school, my buddy Trevor fought this kid, and
Yeah.
he fractured this kid's orbital bone, and that's the exact sound it made when he cracked this kid in the face.
God
One
damn!
time I
it
did a
was
front flip on a trampoline.
Literally
and my legs
that
got stuck
exact
in the
smack
net.
sound. Where
Yeah,
you're just like,
yeah.
that sounded like something bad.
yeah.
God.
A bone in your head just broke.
Well, it sounds like when we were watching UFC at the beginning of the pandemic and there was nobody in the audience and we
Yeah.
could just hear everyone getting hit. And I was
Every
like, holy
fucking
fuck,
I
crack.
loved
this
that.
is
That shit was great.
Yeah.
I'll be
gut-wrenching.
literally right back in 5 seconds.
All right,
Okay.
we're going to carry the show.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
give it to us. Holy fuck.
I'm sure you've talked to your brother since. That was real, right?
Bro, I just did an interview where they asked me this. I fucking wish that wasn't real. I wish that wasn't staged. That shit is not funny. It's not fun for anyone.
How motivated does this get you for the fight? We know there's going to be tons of eyeballs on the fight anyway, but now there seems like that just happened. Are you even more amped up to get in there with Floyd?
Fuck yeah, bro. That shit just got personal. By default. You know? It was supposed to be like a cute little press conference. Come together, get people excited for the fight. Now people are talking about killing people. What the fuck?
What's your message,
dude.
Logan? We'll leave it here. Message to Floyd and message to all the fans that why they got to
What's this
tune in
gonna
to see you
say?
guys do your thing next month.
Yeah, because it's going to be the craziest fucking event to ever take place in the history of combat sports.
Pause it.
My message
Pause
to Floyd
it
is
now.
this.
Why does
I
he
can't
look like?
listen.
Why does he look like Ken from Street Fighter?
No, I'm done with
'Cause he's
this
about to get his
because
ass
first of all,
whooped. Yeah.
your fucking brother, he's mad because Floyd Mayweather said, I'll fucking kill you after Jake Paul stole his hat. And he's like, this is supposed to be a fun little press conference. I wish that shit didn't happen. Your brother, you need to get control of your fucking brother.
Yeah.
You need to be a big brother and beat his ass so he stops acting like a little bitch all over your shit.
I'm telling you
I
right
think
now.
Jake Paul's a psycho, and he would kill Logan with his bare hands.
You think? I don't know.
Jake versus Logan Paul, I'd watch that fight
That's
because
what I
either way
wanna
we're
see.
winning.
That's what I
Like,
want to see.
The Paul brothers beating the shit out of each other. I'm like, yeah, that's the world winning again.
And to say that this is going to be the craziest event that's ever happened in combat sports, like, literally go fuck yourself.
I'm gonna
Go fuck yourself.
It's crazy in the sense that it shouldn't even be happening in the first
Here's the thing.
place.
I'm gonna get a little fun with it. You were seeing scared little white boy right now, and remember when we just talked about crews, like different crews, dude. When he's talking about like, no, it's not funny anymore. People are talking about killing people. I'm like, yeah, because you fucked with the crew that doesn't play like hootie tootie bullshit.
Yeah,
like, you
they're,
guys.
they're real ass dudes.
Yeah.
You're a fake ass YouTube star.
Yeah, dude.
The other thing about it is that it's like you're literally kind of like, I don't know, you're like shitting on the legacy of someone that's worked really fucking hard for their career.
Again,
Like,
the
it's
goat,
like-
the goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I bumped the
Any
camera
one
a little
of these
bit.
fighters, literally, if they called out a fighter from fucking Lansing, like you're shitting on someone that's worked really hard
Right,
for it.
right,
like,
right.
Here's the
that's
thing
my
about the
problem
Paul
with it.
brothers that bothers me to like no end is that everything they do is like manufactured and fake.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for you to like do some real world shit and then, you know, other people respond
Have
the
real
way that
world
they want to
consequences.
respond, and then for you to be like, it's not funny anymore. Well, it's like, dude, you fucking, you know, you're at the zoo and you're fucking poking the lion with
Yeah.
a stick.
Dude,
like, what are you thinking?
It's get it on this.
We got Zach on the mic.
Sean Murray just said that Floyd Mayweather will beat Logan Paul and the financial market will crash and we'll all come back to physical reality.
Hell yes.
Oh man, I don't know, man, dude. Yeah, this whole thing shouldn't even really be happening. It's kind of an embarrassment to the sport of boxing. Like, I genuinely feel bad for like people, even people that are training in Lansing and like boxing is like their dream.
Yeah.
And then to see a dude who just, you know, shits on people on YouTube and does all this fucked up stuff to make like, because he's probably going to make like $10 million on this fight or something ridiculous like that. To see a guy make more money than you in one night that you'll probably ever make in your whole boxing career, it's like, I mean, if I was a fucking guy who wanted to be a boxer, that would be like taking a fucking knife to the heart.
I would understand premeditated crimes at that point. But like, the other thing that just pisses me off is that Jake Paul is literally facing sexual assault allegations. Like, I hate that he just gets to be out in the world making millions of dollars off of me watching his shit.
Yeah, that is a bummer. I wonder what's gonna come of that because I haven't really.
He has money and these girls don't have money.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. Like, he can stay in court as long as he wants. He could literally just stay in court until they run out of money and they drop it. Like, that's how these things go. Like,
unfortunately,
it's crazy. Yeah.
God, we're in the legal system now.
I'm sorry, but I can't talk about Jake Paul without bringing up the fact that he's literally probably
that he's
a
a predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sure. Understandable.
And that he's allowed to be that.
People are like, he's a bad fighter, and I'm like, that's probably not the worst part about him.
Yeah. Right. No, I mean,
I wish that's all he was.
I think Pete Davidson did a great job of roasting him for real. And then speaking of Pete, we do have Gavin and a few people asking if we're gonna watch the SNL with Elon Musk.
Oh yeah,
about the
of course.
Crypto markets. Yeah, absolutely.
You guys see Michael Che talk about that?
No.
Where he's kind of talking about the other cast members complaining. He was talking to Ellen DeGeneres about it. He's like, yeah, I'm not one of them. Like, I'm not one of the people complaining about Elon Musk hosting the show.
Who's complaining about it?
Like, the newer, younger cast members.
Why?
Because he's so rich, and it's wrong for a man to be that rich.
I mean,
literally, that's all it is. It's
Okay.
because he's a fucking super rich guy, and he's like, I don't know what is people's deals.
Yeah.
He's not billionaire rich. There's such a difference between.
But here's the. Okay, if you have millions of dollars, you're above everyone else.
I have something to say. If you have millions of dollars and you built that doing stand-up comedy, no one has a problem with you being on SNL.
Well, right. But I'm saying,
That's the difference.
Then say you have an issue with businessmen.
Well, it's
that
not
are
even.
millionaires or billionaires, not because you don't have an issue with wealth. You have an issue with who has.
Okay,
the wealth.
but also here's the thing. Like, I don't want to be put in a position of like defending a billionaire, but Elon Musk is also like a celebrity CEO. It's not like they just picked a fucking billionaire out of nowhere.
Yeah, no.
It's like the guy is socially relevant.
They're not like Andrew Rothschild.
I'm assuming it's because it's like he's rich, and also just because like he's done some questionable things.
He's also very socially relevant. Like he is as much an influencer now as he is a CEO. Did he get his influence from doing like crazy business ventures? Sure. But I mean, he's already been on Rick and Morty. Like, he lent his voice to Rick and Morty.
Elon Musk. I think he's hilarious, but I get why people don't like him.
For sure, but like,
if I lived in that, if I lived in that
Yeah.
town in Texas, where SpaceX is doing all their launches, I probably wouldn't like him very much.
For sure,
he's
for
kind
sure.
of a shitty dude, but I think he's hilarious. So
I
it doesn't
am
really
worried that
bother
he's
me.
going to slip into like supervillain. Like, I thought he was going to be a hero for a little bit, like Tony Stark. I'm like, oh no, he's about to be like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm like,
I
oh
mean,
shit, like.
Louis C.K. hosted SNL.
Yeah. And he had millions of dollars at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking shut up.
Yeah.
God, these SNL cast members are literally whining.
Yeah, it
is a whiny thing to do.
It is kind of ridiculous to be on SNL and complain. Like, I get that it's
I'm
a
getting
grind.
paid $35K an episode.
No, they don't get paid.
The bigger cast members get paid that type of money.
For
People
sure.
who've been on for a few years might make that type of money, dude.
I'm sure. Here's the thing. I know it's a boot camp, and we know lower level writers there.
SNL cast members and writers make more money than 95% of people in comedy.
Yeah.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
if you're like a featured player, you're probably making at least like $5K an episode.
I don't think anyone should be mad because think about how much foot traffic SNL is going to have tonight. And
Yeah.
so all of your little bits that you're performing in are going to get more views than they normally would because Elon Musk is hosting.
Yeah, like,
so
I'm not gonna lie.
it's
like,
fine.
This is an episode that I'm probably gonna go out of my way to watch live.
Yeah, I plan
like,
on watching it as well.
Yeah, it's like
I haven't watched an SNL episode live in ages.
Yeah,
but I'm watching this one.
And to complain about that, also Elon Musk can take a joke. Like clearly. Now here's the thing: is it scary for him to be manipulating a crypto market like Dogecoin and whatnot? Sure, but I also, if he doesn't go towards supervillain, I'm like, he is one of the only like billionaire CEOs that is trying to be like, hey, we need to fucking modernize. Like, take the technology we have and start doing stuff with it, because we're just stuck in the old ways of the world right
That's
now.
why he scares me, though.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what Bowen
Change is
Yang
scary.
said? Because this is what made me laugh.
Yeah.
Is Elon Musk tweeted, "Let's find out just how live Saturday Night Live really is."
Yeah.
Devil emoji on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
And Bowen Yang posted that to his Instagram story and was like, "What the fuck does that even mean?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And people took that as complaining, but I just took that as a guy genuinely being like, "What the fuck does that even mean?"
Yeah,
like,
I'm with him on that.
I'm with him on
yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm
100%.
like, what the fuck does that mean, dude?
He's gonna show his dick.
Yeah, like Elon Musk.
We'll
just,
see how live.
Yeah, he has a live.
So many media outlets took that as
it's-
Bowen Yang complaining, and
it's
I'm like, I don't think that's him complaining.
Yeah,
I think that's
no.
just genuine, like,
That's a guy
He
calling
knows
out
all the
a
bewilderment.
pedophiles
shitty
in
joke.
Hollywood.
like that is
That's
that
not
is
to me.
mind-boggling. that
Yeah,
you would
no,
say that.
That's a guy calling
It's very
out a
live,
weird bit.
Elon. Actually, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
They say it's going to be Elon Musk, but then it's really just Ashton Kutcher promoting Thorn.
I mean, Elon's so unpredictable; it could be an absolute shit show. He could either be the greatest host of all time, or he's going to be banned after one episode.
For sure, but can you imagine how crazy it would be? Because as a host, they go over your monologue, you know what sketches you're gonna do, all that. But it's still live, and I know there's the 15-second delay now. But it's like, could you imagine if he just opened up his monologue, going like, "Hey, let's get Doge to $1," and then just like fucking goes from there?
It would be really.
It would
I'll
skyrocket.
tell you what, I'll buy Doge. I'll buy Doge.
I would
right
do it
now.
too. I would be like, that's hilarious. I'll put $100 more into that.
Dude, if Doge really does go to $50, like
Actually,
people are
You should buy Doge right now.
fucking saying, I would still come in my pants a little bit.
I see. Okay,
That's
I
so
told. Hang
scary
on.
to me.
Are you going off of me telling you that, or did you do other research
I
that
looked
saw it
into
could go
that
to
prediction. There's a lot of people saying that
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
like to the fucking Mars,
Moon,
baby.
yeah,
I
yeah,
do
yeah.
not
And
like
I was like, dude, I still have like a decent amount. Like, if that happened, I'd still be upset in the sense that like, oh, I would have been like a millionaire with the Doge that I have had. But at the same time, I would still be happy because I'm like, dude, this shit still like made it possible for me to buy a house. Like, if that happens, I'll have
That's
Yeah.
terrifying.
good fucking money.
Yeah.
It's so scary to me that one person or like groups of people like have the influence to be like, let's get Doge to $1,
Yeah.
and then everybody buys it, and like Jake can buy a house because Elon Musk said that. Like, that's fucking so crazy to me.
It is funny that Sean Murray brought up.
It's just citizens
I
figuring
want
out what
that
hedge
for you.
funds
No,
have
I
been
want
doing.
that
Right,
for you,
right.
but it's just crazy
So-
that like Elon Musk can have that kind of influence.
Sean Murray brought up, did he miss the crypto segment of the podcast? I'm like, oh no, buddy, we're about to get into it. And I will say this. Elena just brought up like a very good point for people that are in crypto. A lot of people are like, the reason Doge is a meme is not only because it is a meme coin built on like the original blockchain series of like Gen 1 blockchain, but it wasn't really designed to do anything. It's just like a lower level Bitcoin is exactly what it was. It's like a store of value, and now people can use it to like trade and like buy. And if they make it into something like a currency you can trade and buy with, it's like, okay, fine. But the actual like premise for what it does, it's not like Ethereum. It's not like
zero functionality on the blockchain.
Right. Where it's like you're not building off of Dogecoin's blockchain to make, applications or websites or stuff like that. It's just another store of value coin. And the other thing that I think Elena brought up that is a solid point is it's scary that a few people can really manipulate it, because what is it, more than 50% of Dogecoin is held by like 9 people, like ultra whales. Ultra whales. And I've said this before, we are going to see this in the crypto super cycle. You're going to see your first fucking like individual trillionaires come out of these crypto markets.
Yeah.
You're going to see billionaires that go, fuck billion, I'm going for $1 trillion. And it's going to be grotesque.
Yeah, it will be grotesque.
Grotesque.
The government's gonna have to print off more money.
No, I think you'll actually see some kind of fiat shutdown where they're like, nah, like a global,
Or they're straight up like, you actually don't have this much
right?
money.
No,
Fuck
you'll see the global economy and the G9 or whatever. I think they're the G7 now. But the main economies of the world are going to come together and be like, this is fucking ridiculous, because they're going to get into derivative markets within crypto, which is just first of all, if you don't know what a fiat or regular derivative market is, it's like speculative money. It's like it's I forget how it was explained to me. It's like theory. It's like once you get into the actual theory behind the markets, and then the probable money. It's beyond like option call trading and leverage trading type stuff. It's the derivative markets where I'm bastardizing it, but it if you take that into the crypto sphere and how volatile and how over-evaluated some of these markets and cryptocurrencies are, you're gonna see that just absurd trillionaire status from individuals. So
to chime in on the trillionaire thing and the whole thing with the like crypto and the stock market and like people losing their shit over the GameStop stuff, the Doge stuff, all this different like all the different forums, the people on Reddit. What's crazy is right now people are like shitting their pants with money.
Yeah.
Because forever it was like the average person is dumb. They need someone to tell them how to think and feel about things. That's why you have congressmen. That's why you have governors. That's why you have like what is the thing? The electoral votes.
Electoral college.
The electoral college, so that in case the population makes a mistake, we can fix it. Like that, and like that's why you had brokers. And like you couldn't really touch your money when it was in the market because your broker could talk you out of like trades, so they could control the market and all that stuff. Now they're realizing that if you let normal people analyze data and talk to each other, they will learn and exploit because they don't want to be poor forever.
Right.
And watching that happen in real time, I don't really get super excited about like the stock market or crypto or anything by itself. But it's the people around it that are super exciting.
Well, the GameStop.
Yeah, the GameStop stuff.
Yeah.
It just like brings joy to my heart to read stories on Wall Street bets. Like I'm 24 and I just paid off all my college debt. I'm crying in my apartment right now. Thank you guys. So like that shit is like, it's so nice to see good things happen to good people for once.
Yeah.
Because these like hedge funds that are trying to exploit businesses.
They've been doing that like for fucking ever.
Yeah,
dude.
and they're finally getting a taste of their own medicine from like the average Joe, and
like,
it
please,
feels good.
please stop. Like,
Yeah.
Literally, I saw this TikTok and it made me laugh so hard. And it was this guy talking to his wife. It was just like his face. She was like talking in the background. He's like, "What's going on, babe?" And then she's like, "We all just have so much money in GameStop right now, and they think we're all gonna sell it, but we're not. We're just holding it because fuck the rich, you know." And she was like laughing maniacally, and I was like, "That's great." Like,
I mean,
think I'm selling. Fuck
they
you.
think we're in it for the money, but we're not. Fuck the rich.
It's I don't know, guys.
Dude, I commend some of the people that were like whales of that because some people didn't end up selling when like some people could have been like. I have $100 million now. I'm going to sell everything. Yeah. But some people were like, nope, I'm going to hold to hurt these rich guys even longer because I don't need that much money. Yeah. And then they ended up selling it for like $5 million.
Yeah. Which is still life-changing.
Well, it's cool.
Life-changing. And you still got to hurt the big guys.
It's crazy what happens when you give sane people money.
It's very commendable for a person to be like, I don't need $100 million.
Yeah.
Well, watching Wall Street Bets, because I've been in the Wall Street Bets subreddit for like over a year, like a year and a half now. And it's because it started when I first joined it, there was like nobody in it. I think there was like 40,000 people in the subreddit or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just funny because it was like 40,000 insane psychos
that
were like, this is a game. You know what I mean? And then people started to get in on the joke and being like, oh yeah, all these hedge funds think this is a game. Let's play the game that they're playing, and they're like, putting a whole bunch of money on like meme stocks and being like, you put all this money into, Nikola and all this stuff, and like, and then they started to notice organically. This was the best part, is they started to notice, oh, if we meme around, we'll all put a lot of money into one thing, and we'll move the market by ourselves.
Yeah.
And watching a population realize that there's 1 million people in the subreddit now, and if they make a meme, and 1 million people put $100 into one stock.
Right, $100 million.
Exactly.
They inadvertently just organically made themselves a hedge fund.
Exactly.
Basically,
Yeah.
they just it's a mutual. It's a huge mutual hedge fund.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, okay, everybody, does it, and it's like, all right, it's not exactly the same, but in the fundamentals of what they're doing, it is. And I don't know, man. Now, what's scary though, again, you apply that back to like a guy like Elon Musk. Instead of having like 1 million people be able to influence a market, you have one guy right now that could really fuck with a global economy, and that's why I'm like, yeah, man, he could go supervillain or not.
Yeah, that's why it's scary.
I think he's spreading the wealth around by doing shit like that a little bit.
He is. I mean, definitely with Doge.
Because also,
like,
he could get in a fuck, because he owns Doge.
Yeah.
He has a lot of it.
Yeah.
He could get in a fuck ton of trouble for doing shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he can afford all the fines by the SEC, but like to take that type of hit so little guys can make some money, like how could you get mad at that?
If that's what he's doing, he owns a
If,
lot
if
of
that's
Doge,
what
he
he's
might just be
doing,
getting
which it
rich.
kind of seems like that is what he's
But
doing.
At counterpoint, because there's a lot of like, there's been a lot of like stinky stink about Elon Musk. Stinky stink. I don't want to call it hate, but like people being like, Elon Musk is
hate.
it's like criticism.
He's
And
the new
some of
Bezos, dude. Now that is ever since he got more money than Bezos, he became the target.
But here's the thing: some of that justified, right? Because he's the new richest guy, and everybody's like, "Oh, what is he doing? And what are his motives and all that shit?" But like, to counterpoint and to defend, I can't believe I'm about to defend a billionaire.
Yeah,
but like,
right?
but like, to his defense, Zuckerberg and Bezos both also make decisions that affect the world globally, have enough money, and their companies have enough money that they can make decisions. Apple can do it. Like, a lot of these companies can do that shit. Google, they affect the world every day with the decisions they make, and they do truly horrific shit with the kind of power they have. So, like, Elon having the power to, like, if he says something, he can fuck, like, the crypto market or whatever.
Yeah.
But I also truly believe that Elon himself isn't a supervillain. I think he has just like he wants to do good stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the best way, but he wants like the Neuralink stuff. I think all that stuff is good-hearted because he has the power and money to do
But
things
the thing is, he
thinks are-
doesn't. It's George Lucas with the prequels. He doesn't have anybody checking his shit.
Right, exactly.
He's
That's the
surrounded by
issue.
yes men, where you're like, Jesus, dude, like you need some real. You need some realness behind you.
Some pushback.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Did you see what he said about the self-driving cars crashing into people lately, or like
No.
all the fatalities that have been popping up with those? He's like, yeah, well, it's because people that are actually driving their cars are bad at it.
Yeah.
My AI can't keep up with all the shitty drivers on the road, so they're crashing.
That's so funny.
incredible. That's incredible.
so funny.
That's so funny.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
man.
one way to. That's a take.
What a fucking deflection, bro.
I feel like fully automated vehicles are not going to work until all the cars are fully automated.
Yeah, pretty much. I was
Like-
talking about. Yeah.
It, like that just is like I'm not a scientist. I'm a fucking
I
idiot.
was
but
driving
that
to a
makes
show
sense
the
to
other
me.
day, and a guy was in a Tesla, and it was definitely on the highway in auto drive, and the car won't go past the speed limit, so he's just in the middle lane doing 70 in Michigan, and people are driving by honking and like flicking this guy off. It was incredible. just a critter convoy of angry Michigan drivers.
He's
and
not
like,
even seeing it. He's
dude,
just
it
on
like
his phone.
just a fucking 92 Caprice, like just fucking flying by this Tesla, full bird. There was two Arab dudes in like a 1980s BMW, and they just honk, and both of them have middle fingers out at this Tesla. And what's funny is, no, you would think the Tesla driver would be like pompous, but he was like so insecure about it. Like everybody that he was like shrugging, like, I don't know, I can't make it break
thought
the law.
everybody
Go-
would be impressed by my car.
Well,
Everybody
it-
fucking hates me.
Well, it goes back to the stupid drivers though, because the Tesla car is doing exactly what it's supposed to be, which is the speed limit safely driving on the
Yeah,
road.
yeah.
And everybody's like, "Get the fuck out of the way,
To
you
save,
horse
like,
shit
everybody
robot
driving
car."
dangerously and recklessly to save 5 minutes
Yeah, it's
on their
incredible.
trip.
Which also, anecdotal fact about that is the scientists behind Tesla's self-driving technology and then traffic technology, they studied ant colonies and how ant colonies work like in highway systems. It turns out that if everybody goes a little bit slower but allows the faster car to pass them and they slow down, it's more efficient and you get where you're going faster than if you were all trying to race to where you're going. So they actually said if they could go between 65 and 70 miles an hour consistently, everybody, we would get to our destinations 20 to like 30 minutes faster, depending on your mileage.
But you tell some fucking redneck that who's doing 85 on the highway is like, hell no, bud, I'm fucking cruising, dog.
That's the thing is,
That's me. I'm
most of
vroom,
us,
vroom, bitch. Like, what are you talking about?
Most of us are gonna get there like 40 minutes late, but there will be one guy that's like, I'll fucking do it in 20 minutes. I'll get there, no problem.
I mean, having driven around so much for comedy, dude, I kind of studied that a little bit myself. Did my research, everybody. I put some research.
Primary
but like, I remember like going 85 on the highway and really only knocking like 2 minutes off like an hour and a half trip.
Oh,
and I'm
really?
like, that's not fucking worth it.
I look at that shit and they're like, we'll be there at 12:30, and I'm like 12:15.
Yeah,
I'm like, we will be there at 12:15.
The one time it ever made a significant jump is my buddy and I were driving to Glasgow, Montana, and we shaved off maybe like 2 hours total the whole drive. But even then, you're like, oh my god, we drove like 2/3 across a continent, and we only saved 2 hours.
Yeah, and you went like 100 miles the whole time. 100 miles per hour.
There's something.
Yeah, we got to go to Block of Cringe soon and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Kind of a bit to close this out then.
Yeah.
It is hilarious that kind of as that almost to reinforce my point is that's the most aspy as like Elon Musk thing, just on the spectrum, billionaire being like, I'm gonna save the world, right?
Yeah.
And then it just ends with people flipping off the guy that
It's
so funny.
It was one of those things in life where I'm like, I can't write a joke funnier than what I'm witnessing right now, which is just a convoy of people flicking off a Tesla driver. And I'm like, yep, that's the most Michigan thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's no man, it doesn't matter what happens. Like there's gonna be somebody that gets a Neuralink implant. They're gonna get full range of motion in their legs again after being paralyzed for 30 years. It's gonna be the greatest day of their life. They're gonna go outside and he's gonna be like, I can walk again. There's somebody's gonna be like, how? And he's gonna be like, I got a Neuralink. And he's like, they're gonna fucking fuck you. They're gonna fry your brain, you fucking idiot.
That or
and he's gonna be like,
somebody's just gonna trip him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, you can walk again? Whoop.
No, somebody's gonna be like, they're gonna fucking put ads in your brain.
Yeah. Watch out, that last step's a doozy.
And he's like, I just want to walk.
I would take ads in my brain to
if
be
it
able
meant
to walk
walking,
again.
it's like, what would you pay? I'd pay for the occasional.
I'll tell you what would you pay? $19.95.
Plus, that'd be a great
pay for a
excuse
daily
to
Manscaped ad.
That'd be a great excuse to check out of conversations you don't want to be and just be like, hold on, I'm getting a Google ad right now.
Yeah.
Go blank.
Your eyes just gray out.
Dude.
They roll back into
It
your
reminds
head.
me of the Futurama episode where they have ads in their dreams now. It's fucking,
Yeah.
But, okay, so we got to segue into Block of Cringe. But
where's Trevor?
He'll be
Is he
back.
all right?
He's taking
I have
a
to
dump. He's
shit.
fine.
What
Yeah,
the hell?
he's taking 2 shits. But because we got to be true to the rundown, as we're pulling up Block of Cringe, I'll just say this. A roller coaster broke down in the United Kingdom, and people had to walk down from the top. Was it spooky? Yep. I don't know what camera's up, so I'm just looking at them both.
I would never do that. I've literally have never even rode Top Thrill Dragster, and that's because the smoking section at Cedar Point is right underneath the Top Thrill Dragster. So me and my family would spend quite a lot of our vacation sitting underneath the Top Thrill Dragster while my parents smoked cigarettes, and me and my brother would just sit there and watch it shake in the wind. And I was like, I am never getting on that.
What's more dangerous, riding the dragster or sitting in the smoking
If I was at the top of the dragster and it broke down and they were like, you got to walk down and be like,
Dude,
you better get a hot air balloon or something.
I was on the dragster once where it went back and they had to shoot us up again, and I about passed out. I was like, nah, I'm kind of over this.
I think I missed my window for riding roller coasters.
No, we got to take you.
Nope.
You don't want to go?
I went to Michigan Adventure when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I rode some of those like little bitch roller coasters.
They got a big one there.
They got it's kind of
one.
big.
It's a
medium
breaker.
tier.
It's
Yeah, it's a
nothing
medium tier.
compared to the
coaster.
roller coasters at Cedar Point.
The one super coaster they have at Michigan Adventure would be up there with like the Raptor.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's
all right. Fair
About
enough.
the corkscrew?
But
are you talking about
I rode the
shivering timbers?
corkscrew at Michigan Adventure. Did not like
They do
that.
have that there.
I thought that one was too short.
That one, it's too short and it's like painful. It jerks you
Yeah,
around a ton.
The ones that are neck breakers, is that what you call them? Like the smaller coasters that just jostle you around. I'm like, thanks
Yeah.
for making me motion
Like the
sick.
Main Streak or the Gemini at the Gemini at Cedar Point is truly like you need a neck brace when you get off of it.
I'm
like,
telling you, once we all become crypto thousandaires, we need to be fucking Midwestern white trash rich, and we got to get a suite at Cedar Point, one of the top floors at their.
Do we want Castaway Bay with the water park or
goddamn
Breakers?
yes,
Okay,
we're doing it.
Castaway
We're going
Bay.
in July. We're going in season.
See, I like a water park.
Yeah, we'll go to a water park, but we need to go to Cedar Point as a Salsa Parlor and have fun.
I just don't want to ride roller coasters.
You can hold
dude.
our bags.
I as a kid, I went to Michigan Adventure
Yeah.
and I could not stand roller coasters. Dude.
Okay.
They scared the shit out of me.
I
dude.
want you to
Did
go on the
not
Millennium
enjoy it.
Force
The
so
Millennium
bad.
Force is so much
Dude,
fun.
let me
You
for
almost
the
pass
sake
out on
of
that first
See,
turn.
okay, here's the thing. I think I'd feel safer in the roller coasters that actually are like strapped in by the shoulders.
yeah.
Millennium Force is just
No, it's-
as
yeah.
See, I hate
Yeah.
that.
And you just
Every
lift
roller
them off the
coaster
ground.
at Michigan Adventure is like that, and
Yeah.
that's what really freaked me out about roller coasters. You could feel yourself lifting out of your seat, and I'm just like clinging onto this bar for dear life, and I'm like, I don't think I have the strength for a
makes
10-year-old.
life
For the
worth living.
sake of content, let me strap a GoPro on. You can ride next to me, and we got to go on the Millennium
I'll
Force
pass
together.
out.
Let me.
I will
I want
pass
to get
out.
the.
No. I got a thing for Jake. Jake, if you go with us to Cedar Point this summer and ride the Maverick, I will make you a to-go lunch for work every single day that you work for a month straight.
The Maverick's
Like
not
a
even
paper
bag,
bag, like a
coaster.
paper bag.
That's a pretty good deal, actually.
The
Are you
Mavericks have
paying
a
for the
scary one.
groceries too?
the Maverick
Millennium
for
Force.
Jake. He'll shit his pants.
Are you paying
Millennium
for the groceries too?
What's that?
Are you paying for the groceries?
The
for my lunch
Maverick?
for
No,
a
you
month?
got to
be-
make it the Millennium.
All
It's
right,
the
a
only one.
Millennium
It's got to be
Force.
the
It'll
Millennium
be the
Force.
Millennium
It's got to
Force.
be the Millennium Force.
Yeah. I'll get like a whole month's worth
I'll-
of to go sandwiches. Like I'm talking sandwiches.
If you let me
chips.
GoPro it, I'll also produce one of your songs, or I'll fund the production of another song.
Oh, that's a good deal. Okay, yeah, that's a good ass.
All right.
deal.
Go,
I will,
GoPro and he funds
I
it.
will ride a roller
it,
coaster
and I'll make you
for the
lunch.
sake of my music career.
God, now I do. Now I feel like now you know what? Being crypto rich, I do feel where the evilness comes from. I'm
You just make your friends do awful things that they don't
Yeah,
want
I'm
to
like,
do.
oh,
for
you
you.
better
Want a
hope-
music career. Feel pain and fear.
Jacob, let us monetize your human emotion of
That's
terror.
That's 2 fifths of my next EP funded for free.
and
I
a lot of
want a free
lunches.
mix. And a lot of lunches.
And a lot of
I can't
sandwiches.
lose.
I'll
Yeah.
fund one too. What do we want Jake to do
I
next,
have a heart
you guys?
attack on the fucking roller coaster.
An extra thing for the Top Thrill Dragster follow up.
Oh my God!
Right.
Yeah, that'll be the
But for
follow-up video.
realsies, it's getting late.
All
We
right,
probably
yeah,
should segue because I got to go to work soon.
Yeah.
I'll feel like we lost. if
Can I
Jake
hit
loves
that,
it.
babe?
No, I already know the face he's gonna make as we're falling down, and it's
Let's,
gonna be incredible.
We'll keep this to like 20-ish minutes.
All right,
Like,
let's
probably a
go
little
for
bit
it.
less than that.
We're getting into-
I only got 7 clips.
All right. Blocko cringe.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So the first clip is called "Honey, I'm Mentally Ill," and this is just a woman who it's newly summer, and she spots something on the ground that it really excites her.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, God damn it. God damn it. I already know where that's going. God.
I hope it doesn't go in her mouth. If she sucks that up like a noodle, Jake, I'm hitting you.
By the way, we have Brett Hayden in the comments going, if I confront my fears, will you guys pay rent and buy me Chipotle for a year?
I'm getting sandwiches for a month. Why would you get Chipotle for a year, Brett?
Also,
What are we gonna make Brett do?
What?
What are we gonna make Brett do?
Apologize to all the women he was mean to on Tinder. So I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm kidding, buddy. I love you.
The first worm of the summer.
Oh, God damn it. Dude,
That fucking laugh she does, dude. When I saw that, when I was pulling clips,
dude, hang on. I gotta tell you guys.
when I was pulling clips, I was the only one here, and I was like, "What the fuck?" That's what my genuine reaction was to that
Dude,
video.
This is incredible because people hate that everybody has just all this technology in their pocket and they can just voice to the world now. But I'm like, this.
Yeah, you forget that true psychopaths also have it.
Yeah, Jesus.
Okay, so this next one is called "Meet Me in the Pit." This is a girl who probably graduated high school, and I'm guessing like 05, 06, like height of My Chemical Romance era, and she can't accept the fact that times are changing.
It's a faded
She doesn't like the
tattoo.
new generation. She doesn't understand them.
She thinks they're copying her.
And she's kept up this scene look, even though it really doesn't look good on anybody past the age of 25. Go ahead, Zach.
My generation had mosh pits.
Oof.
Your generation has safe spaces. We're not the same.
Bad.
Mosh pits are still a thing.
Bad. But that's the thing that bothered me about it is I was like, mosh pits are still a thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's like still a whole hardcore music scene
Yeah.
that is like thriving and is arguably like better than it was before.
Also, when you see her in the still, I'm like, oh, okay, she might look 25 still. And then as soon as the motion of the video started, I'm like, yep, that's a 35-year-old.
The lack of moisturization over the years.
Yeah.
The unwillingness to give up the cigarette smoking that she
mean,
started at 14.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about tattoo care, but I'm like, if you have a faded belly tat, something's not on. I'm like, ooh boy.
She might have just had kids.
This one is called.
I wasn't stressed out.
This next clip is called "Babe Gimp in the City." It's pretty self-explanatory.
Just love.
I love the caption on this.
Nope.
God has officially left us.
No
Part
kink.
2,
Yeah,
which
part
means
2.
there's a part 1. Bro, I'd have my dogs attack.
Yeah, nah,
Can you imagine
bruh.
Jinx and Jet coming across two gimps in the city?
Jinx would never trust anything again.
Two gimps in the city.
Jinx would never Jinx would never leave the house again if she saw that. That would freak her.
Oh my God,
She'd think it was a dog and then it was a fucking man.
Jinx would lose her
She would
mind.
Never trust anything again.
You know how we see the humans in Polar Express as creepy as fuck? That is how dogs have to see those humans in dog suits.
The interesting
They're like, nope.
part about that clip that you guys aren't bringing up is that it was another man walking those two men on that
You
leash.
know what? I'm not, at this point. I'm like, who cares? I'm like, yeah, you know.
It's just normally when you see that.
I would have liked it if it was a woman.
You see it. That's the thing is it's normally a woman and it's like a dude who's like a bitch.
Maybe gay dudes.
No, I mean obviously.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a problem.
I was like, how am I putting the math together?
I'm not cool with the gimp thing, but also like they're gay. What?
Yeah, I was like, Jake, how are you not getting this? I'm like,
No,
yeah,
I was
they
just
could be
saying
gay.
it's interesting because you don't normally see
No,
that.
that's not a normal dynamic for the. That's not a normal dynamic. I don't think.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I've gone so far like, people are doing whatever.
I like
but
how I think there's a normal dynamic for like puppy play.
I'm not gonna lie though. If I was walking my dog
I'm being
and
like I'm over here being like this is weird for people that walk around gimps.
yeah, right. Well,
It's a man. That's crazy.
I'm just saying, if I'm walking a dog and that comes up to me, I'm like, you 3 dudes get the fuck away from my dog.
Yeah,
like,
no, dude.
like,
The guy that filmed it with his dog,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty funny. I might stop.
Have you guys?
I might stop and pull out my phone and be like, this might be a good TikTok.
Have you seen the picture of the little kid who's like sitting there and it looks like she's like holding a dog at the park that she just met, but it's really a person in a furry suit, like a really realistic one?
Mighty.
That's fantastic. What do we got next?
This one's called Trust Issues.
TikTok.
Trust issue.
Societal break.
The setup is it's a guy in the beginning asking, "What's that one thing your ex gave you that you can't quite get rid of?" And then a child who I'm not sure how old this kid is. I'm guessing like 14. Rattles off a whole list of things that his ex-girlfriend gave him. She sounds like a real bitch, if you ask me, guys.
All right, I'll be the judge of that.
All right.
What's that one thing your ex gave you that you can't quite get rid of? I'll go first.
No, shut up. I'll go first. Depression, anxiety, trust issues, overthinking, antisocial, depression, and scars my body. The fuck you looking at, like?
Also,
It seems like your parents did a lot of that.
also,
shit,
did you
okay?
catch the last thing he said?
No,
He said
scoliosis?
scars. No.
I was like,
Scoliosis?
Scoliosis?
That's
That would be
terrible.
better than
That's
what he
horrible.
said. He said scars all over my body,
Oh.
which I was like, I think you gave those to yourself, buddy. I don't know if that's fair to your ex-girlfriend to be able. Did she pull out a razor blade and cut you?
I got to tell you, this is going to be, if we had an FAQ section of our Blocko Cringe, I'm just like, yeah, man, the sensationalism over getting clout and popularity over your mental illness is such a travesty online that I'm like, TikTok
it's
should
so
be
gross.
ashamed. But
also,
that's my
Me and Brett
ongoing
Hayden
thing at
talked
the
about
end.
that on my episode of Leave Me Alone, if you want to listen to that with Brett Hayden.
nice plug.
Shameless.
The thing at the end where he was like, "What the fuck are you looking at, lady?" Because some lady was passing by and looking at this kid. It's like this dumb kid in his car making a tick. That's what she's looking at. Who has upside down cross earrings and a bowl cut.
I'm not gonna lie. It's weird because you remember the hipster craze where you started to see like dudes with beards and top knot. They're like the hipster look. There's like the new hipster wave is
e-boy
this
phase.
e-boy Gen Z shit where I'm like they're just like popping up out of nowhere. The open mics we went to, like I saw a bunch of people dressing like that. And I'm just like, oh, that's the new craze right now. Is this e-boy look? I'm like, I joked about it. I'm like, y'all look like extras from the fucking Lost Boys. Where I'm just like, what is this?
They really do look like Lost Boys.
Have you guys ever seen Paradise Lost?
No.
No, it's a murder documentary, but the like people that were falsely accused were like the like goth like shit, but they look just like
you know what?
they just look like the accused killers.
I get it that everybody's got a look, and I'm not gonna say the early 2000s and then 2010s had like fucking great style. I'm just saying it's something I've recognized as the new style.
We had
like,
trip pants and
yeah,
like, scene
exactly,
kids.
exactly.
Like, when I was in high school, we looked atrocious.
It's kind of annoying that they like cherry pick our like fashion sense from like,
but
they're just like
that's
we like
happened all the
this
time.
yeah
that's
but it's
nothing
annoying
new.
because I'm like, you guys want to dress like it's like the 2000s, but I don't see any 13-year-olds with blue eyeshadow, so like you don't get to skip that phase, you know, like.
All right, this next clip is called "New Insurance Claim." It is a woman making a very poor decision at a gas station. I don't know what she was thinking.
Hey, how else are you gonna clean your car?
Okay, so you go in and tell. Yeah, somebody's gonna go in and tell somebody.
Wow.
She rubs the mirror.
Is that a car about to protest the Vietnam War? That's fun. That's fun for just me, I guess.
Fun. Yeah, hell yeah, dude, that's a
Have you
good
guys
one.
seen the video of the lady fighting off her attackers? Someone tries to kidnap her at a gas pump, and she takes the gas pump out of her car and just starts spraying these dudes with gas, and they run away.
I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
a pretty good idea.
If you were ever getting mugged at a gas station or somebody is approaching you,
you're at the
pull that
pump.
out and start spraying somebody with gas and hold a lighter. Be like, your move, motherfucker.
Yeah.
For real. But that inspired me. I was like, this woman.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? All right, I don't know.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. I was gonna say, the only explanation I could possibly think of is that woman has COVID symptoms and she can't smell anything. And she didn't smell the gasoline that she's pouring on her car.
I've seen
that's the
people-
only
I
indicator
think
that
she
she's
just
using
had like a
gas.
huge brain fart where like, you know how gas pumps ask you if you want to do the car wash?
Right,
She
yeah.
hit yes and then just immediately
I mean, yeah,
took the pump out and
we
was like,
definitely witnessed some
this
higher
woman just
level
got
functioning
vaccinated.
dumbass. like, because I've seen people use rags and gas to like buff a car, but she's just going for it. Like somebody,
I've never seen
that's
that.
somebody with low IQ going like, I got this.
Yeah. This next clip is called "Secrets Out." This is just a couple that was getting attacked on TikTok because people suspected that they might be related. But there's also a great moment in the end of this video that I want to really like kind of break down real quick. And then we only got the block. Then we only have the ultimate cringe and we're done.
Okay.
So go ahead and play this.
All right, outlaws, listen up. What makes you all think we're related?
No, stop this. Let me see this. Listen here, motherfuckers. You've done pissed me the fuck off, and I'm already in a bad goddamn mood today. Well, little advice to those that think we're cousins. No, the fuck we're not. I'm not related to her. I'm no kin to her. And if you keep the shit up, I'm calling the fucking CEO, and every one of y'all's little goddamn accounts are getting shut down. Do I make myself clear?
Just FYI, he's Cherokee.
Stop.
I'm not native.
Stop.
At all.
He tells her to stop.
You have a loud mouth.
It's
Well,
out that he's not white.
Secret's out.
Fuck with us and watch.
Yeah, dude. So did you see? Okay, can you play when she says she's Cherokee one more time and watch his face and reaction?
It looks like whatever Justin
biker
Bieber.
gang
he's just
in.
like, oh no.
It looks like when Haley Bieber talks to Justin
I'm
on
getting
Alive.
kicked
I'm
out
sorry.
of the clan.
Yeah. He like secrets out.
My
like,
brotherhood is shattered.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead.
Accounts are getting shut down. Do I make myself clear?
you do.
Just FYI, he's Cherokee.
Stop.
I'm not native.
Yeah, dude.
Stop. Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
What's wild is like this wasn't live. He could have deleted that video.
He didn't need to post it.
I mean, yeah, you could have edited that.
Yeah, they could have
It's-
easily just
fuck.
reshot the video and been
Yeah.
like, you stop the video and be like, bitch, do not talk about how
Well,
I'm Cherokee.
I wish I,
I
could see the
mean,
top comments on this post.
They probably nailed it.
I like
though.
how he's all jovial. He's like, secret's out.
Yeah, like, oh, the boys in the clan are gonna beat my ass now.
And
Like,
have you guys
she's
ever
just
seen
kidding.
The Act?
No.
Have you guys heard of the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case where the mom made everyone think that her daughter was like wheelchair bound and shit for years, and then she like escaped and killed her mom?
Jesus.
This reminds
they
me
made
of
a-
her
yeah, they
boyfriend.
made a Hulu
Look at-
series,
Yeah,
right?
Zach's
yeah.
right. Go back to that eyes after the stop, because like, okay, go, and then stop, and then he's thinking of how fucked he is, and then he's like, I gotta kill her now.
Yeah.
The eyes don't lie. She has
Also,
no
side
idea.
note, these people are 100%
They are
related.
100% related.
Yeah, they look like brother and sister,
Yeah.
and I mean their teeth say it all.
Their mouths, their nose, their brow bone, everything about their facial structure is exactly the same, and they look like they have the same hair.
Listen, if you gotta say you ain't kin, you can.
You can. She ain't my kin.
I'm like, yo, if
Do
you
I make myself clear?
if that ain't your kin, you touching your kin's skin. You know what I mean? Oh, Jesus.
God.
All right.
Could I get him telling her to stop one more time, please?
I
Yeah.
want to see the reaction. One
Actually,
time,
can we
'cause it
just get it from the top?
Cousins? No. Motherfuckers.
I'd like it from the top. This one was this one was a
Listen
lot
here,
of fun.
motherfuckers.
Listen
You
here,
done pissed me
motherfuckers.
the fuck off, and I'm already in a bad goddamn mood today.
They were out of Mountain Dew.
Well,
Look at her.
little advice. To those that think we're cousins. No, the fuck we're not.
Look at her
I'm
hand.
not related to her. I'm no kin to her. And if you keep the shit up, I'm calling the fucking CEO, and every one of y'all's little goddamn accounts are getting shut down. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Just FYI, he's Cherokee.
Stop.
I'm not native.
Stop.
At all.
You have a loud.
Who would care?
Who would care?
Yeah. How fucked he is.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
the stance she
Dude.
takes behind him with the hand. I'm sorry, I keep mentioning it, but
No,
it's
the
so
two-finger, like,
cringy.
well,
the like
she's-
little like two fingers.
She's covering up her inbred hand.
She has her arm around him like she subconsciously knows it's wrong to touch your family like
Yeah,
this.
exactly. Oh,
Sorry.
oh my
So
God.
goddamn accounts are getting
It's
shut
like if
down.
the
Do I make
Lannisters had
myself
a
one
trailer
more
park.
time.
Just FYI, he's Cherokee.
Stop.
I'm not native. At all.
Oh man.
You have a loud mouth. Well, secret's out. Fuck with us and watch what happens to your accounts. Goodbye.
He says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Dude,
There's a
So,
lot. There's really
there's
a
so
lot
much
to go
of-
over.
yeah.
Like we could have done a whole block of cringe section just on that one video.
And we're going to have to talk about how many chromosomes their kids are going to have, but it's
Too many.
oh, it's going to be real Polacks.
Yeah, my kid. I'm sharing. I'm
You look too
Cherokee, but
Arab
my
to say
kids are
that.
Polish.
I know.
I can say it.
Oh.
I am one.
I'm Arab and Polak.
I'm
I am. Hey.
French, and I'm a big old man, but I'm Polak too.
What's up,
Which
Jiggy?
is a slur
This-
for Polish people, in case anyone was wondering.
Set up this last clip.
Ultimate cringe of the week?
Ultimate cringe of the week.
All right.
I don't want to spoil too much of it because it is just, God, I just can't handle it.
All right. I mean, the inbred KKK fucker was kind of up there. I mean, like, dude, if
This
you
one is
pause
just,
it,
this is like my absolute worst. Like, if I ever end up in a relationship like this, y'all need to fucking intervene.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is, the setup
hate
is, a girlfriend being like, hey, what do you want to wear tonight? And then her boyfriend is like, I don't know, what do you want to wear tonight? And then they're both like,
okay.
and then something happens that should have never happened.
Okay. All right.
Hey, what do you want to wear tonight?
I don't know. What do you want to wear tonight?
Sexy with a little sophistication. I've got something for you. Whether you're a college professor or a businesswoman in the 80s, men and ladies, grab a turtleneck and blazer. Turtleneck and blazer. Smile so much that my face hurts. In a turtleneck and blazer.
I fuck with that.
It's kind of catchy.
That is going to be in my goddamn brain all
That's
day.
kind of what bothers me about it is
alright.
I've had it in my head since last night. I
Okay.
think I woke up this morning being like, turtleneck and blazer.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. That's going to be in my noodle all day.
No, it is the worst thing I've ever seen.
I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for something really bad to happen.
I mean,
No.
like I was waiting
No,
for
no,
something
no, no.
horrible to happen to
is-
that turtle.
Am
and
I
they were just, like,
crazy
eating
that I
soup?
think that is like it? That shit rocked me to my core.
No, I get it, but it's like the ultimate cringe for me now is the fact that that fucking little tune is gonna be in my head all goddamn day.
That and
It's the
man,
residual
it's
cringe
just-
of it.
And
I
also,
think.
if I just heard it like as a song and didn't see the video, I'd probably think like, oh, what a catchy, stupid song.
It's just that I know that this dude probably loves this girl so much that like when she brought up this idea, because this is definitely her idea. When she brought up this idea, there was definitely a part of him who didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But he didn't even put up a fight.
No.
That's what I know bothers me about it. Because I'm like, man, this dude just
Simping.
is so whipped that he got in a
Gotta-
turtleneck
dude,
and
you
blazer.
gotta get that turtle
for this
pussy,
girl.
man.
I
Babe, would
feel
you
like
get
an
a
asshole
turtleneck
right now
and
because I'm the
blazer?
only one who is like,
No.
this is so awful.
Sean Murray brings up a good point that he says, I think that they're aware of what they're doing. And I think that really sums up this, where it's like, yeah, it
I think
makes
there's
me
a level of
uncomfortable.
self-awareness.
I don't like that they are, that they really did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like they had an idea and they goofed around and started singing because
No,
they both
my
wore the
man
same
had
outfit.
to write a song
Yeah.
for this.
That's what makes me
Yeah.
cringe, is the fact that they made a production out of
hours
it.
of effort.
It's the self-awareness that
this.
kills me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is gonna be a slow burn for me because as I'm humming that fucking song
It's
later
gonna
today,
bother you more and more as the day goes on.
And then it wasn't overly self-aware. It was just enough to bug me, and now I'm getting it because it's like the smile he did was
Dude.
not enough of a like I'm dying inside. He's like,
I
I'll
had
do this smile.
I had a visceral reaction when I watched that. I
Did you
was
watch
like-
this late at night? Because I'll
No.
tell you right now, if I watched this late
Yeah,
at
I
night,
mean,
that would probably fuck with me even more.
It was like 11 o'clock.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
I was
late
editing
enough.
like at 11.
Yeah,
and I was
editing
like,
at 11 is 3 a.m. if you're passively doing nothing.
Sure,
like that's the
but
same.
I
mental
still,
state.
I really had a bad
Yeah.
time watching it.
I'll tell you right now.
I was like,
this
good
one,
lord.
I'll be thinking about sure, but the complexity of the brother fucking clan member thing we just watched, it's still up in my noodle because I'm like, clearly a brother and sister are fucking. And
Yeah.
they're like, that can't get out. But he's more upset that it came out that he's part Cherokee.
Yeah.
And whatever fucking racist
I mean, I
biker
was
clan-
torn on what to make cringe of the
Yeah.
week. I had more of a, Because I mean, when I saw those two people before the clip even started, I knew what it was going to be about.
I will say this. Oh, well, you're right. This one's way like out of left field. Looking at her mug, right? Much like a turtle, I was shocked by what body was attached to that noggin. I was like, I did not see that coming.
She thick.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming, and she. But what's weird is she looks like the turtle. They got that thing where like owners look like pets or pets look like owners.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I fucking see it. I was like, as soon as the turtle's walking around, I'm like, yeah, fuck. Like, that's in my brain now. You look like your pet.
The two cousins have another TikTok where they have a dog, and they look like the dog.
Yeah.
It's dying. It's in the backyard, covered in flies.
And it has a big mouth. You have a big mouth.
Yeah, it's part Cherokee.
Dude, and then I can't imagine the biker gang he's in knows. They're like, oh, buddy, you're our Make-A-Wish member. Like,
yeah. No, the thing that blows me away about all of these block of cringe every week is that these people are out there. And we're doing this today, and they're doing something this adjacent probably
I
today.
guarantee they're getting thousands more views.
And they just get to live, and they're able to have children and make more of this. Like, it blows my mind. It blows my mind that these people are allowed a community.
Turtleneck and Blazer are gonna have some fucking simp ass kids.
Well,
bro.
they're gonna have kids, but the other two, we'll see if they're fertile enough. I think there might be a lot.
I just
want to
remind I want to remind all the viewers out here that believe in healthcare for all and that everybody deserves the right to vote. That there's people sucking up earthworms on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So when you say healthcare for all, just really think about what everybody means.
Yeah, if you're ever
that's extreme. That's extreme. Healthcare for most.
If you're ever feeling down, like if you're ever feeling bad about yourself, like, oh man, my mental health is getting bad, it's getting hard to look after. At least you're not the lady sucking up worms on the side of the street.
Yeah.
You know,
that made my stomach.
You're not that bad yet. You got this. You can still pull it back.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna save it for another podcast. But yeah, the ultimate cringe of I'll tell you this much: the block of cringe every week, funny. And we
dude, did I fucking memento the block of cringe? Did I put the fucking ultimate cringe up top and work backwards?
Nah, maybe. All I'm saying is the block of cringe every week. Like philosophically fucks with me because I'm just like, I don't think humans should be able to do what we're doing.
No.
like I'm like, oh, okay, and
Not
then I just move
everyone
on.
should have an outlet or a community.
If there's any proof that we weren't ready for this technology, it is TikTok.
Yeah,
that's true. Everyone shouldn't have a voice.
Yeah.
Well, everyone shouldn't have access to an audience. It's just everyone shouldn't be allowed to buy crypto.
So
women shouldn't be allowed.
Women shouldn't be allowed to vote.
That's a hard stance.
Also,
I support.
to respond
Women
to
should
Elena,
not be
yes,
allowed
I
to buy
would do the
crypto.
turtleneck and blazer thing. If you came to me and said, "I have this funny idea, can we do this thing?" At this point, yeah.
No, I don't come to you and I
Would
say I
we
think it's gonna
post-
be funny. I come to you and I'm like, I have this like piece of art in mind, and like I want you to help me execute it, and then we do that.
Oh yeah, I would say
But
sure.
I'm not like it's gonna be funny. I'm like, no, this is like a serious like art piece.
Sure, we
I'm
can do
trying to
that and send it to friends. Is what I would say. I'd be like, yeah, we're not gonna put it online for everyone.
I'm gonna.
Dude,
you have to let them down easy. You have to let her down easy and say,
"Can we?" Awful boyfriend.
I want a crew cut and cargo song.
What's that?
A crew cut and cargo song to follow up turtleneck and blazer.
Just get you on TikTok.
Yeah, no, right?
Well, because here's the thing: is when you're in that situation, you are between a rock and a hard place, because you want to be a supportive boyfriend, but you also
don't want to get murdered verbally by your friends.
Exactly.
That's
Props
where
to
that's
this
what
guy.
I mean, yeah.
Is this what I don't know? This one.
I'm not gonna clap for him.
I'm clapping for
I
him.
fucking refuse.
I don't know, man.
I thought I'll tell you what, because it was executed really well.
I'm not gonna lie. It's so sweet of him to do that.
Well,
and
I'll
it
tell
makes
you this
me
much,
absolutely sick to my stomach.
Because we do have to. Like, we got to start wrapping up here. It is funnier than any comedy I've seen come out of Grand Rapids. So it's it's got that going for it.
I thought they were.
You guys want to get into
Probably from this point on, every time I'm watching a Grand Rapids comedian doing a set, Turtleneck and Blazer is just gonna be playing in my head on a loop.
Actually, every single person we've seen in this week's Cringe is a Grand Rapids open micer.
Yeah, they all run their own
Earthworm
shows.
Girl, the brother and sister.
Earthworm Jen.
Oh my God! All right, let's get into shameless plug. Zachy, what you got?
I just uploaded some new YouTube videos, and I'm working on some more. I've been uploading stuff to my YouTube. I also am gonna be posting a new podcast episode to my thing, but the YouTube is public. You can find it anywhere, but the podcast you have to get it's a referral.
You have to
thing.
get a password.
It's a referral thing. You got to like 3 people have to.
Yeah.
You have to own 1,000 Doge to listen to it. So you got to.
Not cheap.
Yeah,
not
it's
cheap.
not a. Well, it's not cheap now.
Not cheap. Yeah, it used to be.
Used to be cheap. Used to be a cheap podcast, but the podcast value goes up with Doge.
It's riding that Doge coin.
There's a direct correlation.
Yeah, sooner or
when
later
Doge
that
moves,
podcast
so
is-
does LOL, dude.
What do you got, Jackie?
Yeah, you guys could just check out my EP if you haven't already. It's Ope on Spotify. Artist name is Jake Ford, obviously. Go buy some merch if you need clothes. I guess.
You need clothes for your back.
Yeah, if you need new T-shirts and stuff.
What
I got
kind of
T-shirts.
clothes?
I got T-shirts
What
and
kind-
hoodies.
Oh, not turtlenecks and
No
blazers.
turtlenecks. I should get some turtlenecks and blazers.
That'd be dope.
That'd be pretty
Pretty
good. Yeah, you can find that stuff at threadinside.com/collections/collabs.
Cool.
Yeah, follow Jake on Twitter at POTUS, POTUS.
Tweeting a lot of fun shit. Elena, what do you got?
Hello, I am stand-up comedian Elena Bamfield, and I have a podcast. It is called Leave Me Alone. I will be recording a solo episode for you guys today, and that'll be available tomorrow, Sunday, at 6 a.m.
Cool. I will be making the Block of Cringe next week probably, because you can see what I'm doing on Loaded for Bear on YouTube and Instagram, and then Lou the Surgeon on Twitch and Instagram. And then if you guys are watching, like, subscribe, tell your friends about the morning show, 10 a.m. A lot of fun. And then for those of you that like The Obstacle with Erickson, he and I are kind of rebranding it, doing our own podcasts on Monday mornings, 10 a.m., called The 10th Man, and we're going to have a new YouTube channel and everything for it. It'll be kind of like The Obstacle, but a little different, Devil's Advocate podcast. So Erickson and I are doing that. Mondays, 10 a.m. on YouTube at The 10th Man and anywhere you can find podcasts. Other than that, we're going to have the morning show up on Anchor and everywhere soon enough. And then, yeah, like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thank you guys, everybody.
Follow Erickson Just on Twitter at Donald J. Trump.
Oh, you can't anymore. You got permanently banned.
Did he get permanently banned? Erickson did?
Yeah, Erickson got permanently banned on Twitter.
Mhm.
So if you want to see his ghost account, just check out Erickson Just on Twitter. Yeah. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Bad Boy Comedy.